How we doing, people? We're going to talk about a few things, do a bit of a podcast. See you on the Goodfella TV. Just talk about anything. If you've got any comments that you want us to speak about, we're open to speak about anything that you want to speak about. It's just your choice. We have got a couple of subjects that we have got in mind and we're going to speak about. If you've got any questions whatsoever, just post away. What we're doing now, just sharing on social media platforms, just getting it out to as many people, trying to get as many people to join as we can, and then we'll take it from there.
We're live, yeah?
Yeah. We're live, Bobby, we're live.
We're live. Let me get this link and copy and paste it. I just want to... You're going to YouTube now, yeah? Have you got the link?
I'm just doing this on Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got it from YouTube, innit?
Yeah, so we're live right now. I've got a story to tell about the camera, but I'm just going to wait a minute until I've got the link and share it. Vexed with the situation, fam. Right there, yeah. Grab that. Copy that link.
Facebook.
I can't believe it, you know, man. It's dread. You can't make it up, bro. Can't make it up. I mean, it's kind of cool.
Dun, dun, dun.
It looks clear, so we're running off a webcam. What do you think, Jaden?
It looks clear, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Squeeze him, in fact, let him jump on. I feel rude him not being on camera. Like, he didn't qualify or something.
Just stand there. Yeah, you sit on the middle one.
You can sit.
Come and join us on webcam.
It's cute that you're on, man. It's cute. You're not lads. It's cute that you're on. You're not lads, man.
Bits, aren't we?
You're not lads, so I don't want you not to be on camera. You're gonna be involved one day.
You're fixing his hair now for all ladies, aren't you? Fixing all your hair for ladies.
You gotta think about music at school. You gotta go from there to like tackling girls and shit. Copy and paste this link.
How are you feeling about COVID? How does it make you feel?
Sad.
Sad. Why?
Because I don't see my friends at all.
It's good to see your friends. You've still got time and you still got your mum when your mum's not working and things, but Sam spends a lot of time in his room, doesn't he? What friend are you missing most?
It's called
You forgot? It's been that long.
Because you've got that many friends, haven't you?
Bless him. What do you think? Like, obviously we're live now, so don't feel no pressure. Just talk to me like it's normal. Don't worry about the camera. It's like no one's listening. It's a normal conversation. Obviously, I know we use it. Oh my God.
Yeah. So I'm famous. We've made it.
But like, obviously with this COVID situation, first time, it's about forcing it on you.
Toilet.
Them nerves. Catch him like that.
No, they're not there. In there. No, in there. Bless him.
Send this to a few people. And we'll start in a minute. I'm talking about current issues and things. I
can share it. Shared on
what's this? Yeah. Yeah. So I got 2 people logging in. Like I said, we'll start. We'll get when we get to at least 10, 20 people, we start talking about certain issues. Every now we just talk about just random stuff. We've got 2 people in there, like say, I'm not even trying to go that right now. But we are. Bring your cup of tea over here, lad. Come and sit down. We live, swipe up on Snapchat in there.
We're live, baby, we're live. Try and share it with as many people as we can.
Yes. So everyone who's tuned in, we did have a camera, 1080p camera. The camera that we're tuning in from now is actually from the webcam, because I'm a bit of a rebel and then I dropped it, didn't I? So
And for his next trick.
yeah. So I like the background. Respect, Arctic Shark. Respect, big man. We love you out here, man. We love you.
Nothing but love.
Yo, let me just put something in this. Yeah, so I went to put I use this interface on my MacBook called B.Live, and obviously people post comments, and like for example this, I'll share it like that. I share that like this, and then I've gone to pull the MacBook closer to me, and I've dropped it, and it's fell over and brought my video camera. I've been trying to set up all day to get a good picture. The picture seems okay from us, but obviously we tried to make it 1080. I don't know if it is 1080 to you guys, so just let us know what the picture's like.
Comment and let us know. See how clear the picture is. I think it looks clear.
It looks clear to me. What do you think, Jayden?
It looks clear.
Yeah. Mad thing this. So we've got a few topics tonight. But if you want us to talk about anything in particular, some topics, it is a podcast, so we'll have a conversation about some questions that you guys want to post to us. You get me? But reset Arctic Shark, respect, son. Just let's get it popping in a minute.
Yeah. Get a couple of people on and then.
Yeah, let a few people jump on first. Obviously, I don't know people effects, but.
What do you miss most about school, Jayden?
Yes, C1, bring those boxing vids back. Yes, Mr. Warlock.
Is it just your friends, or is there
Yeah,
like
just my friends.
any lessons in particular that you miss?
Except for
We're drinking that blood clot, black white tea. It tastes nice, lads.
Proper.
That's right. Now make a good cup of tea, me. You know what? I can actually control my computer from this like this. What a bad end. I should have thought about it, you know. Before I put fucking computer on and broke everything down.
Yeah.
Vexed with that situation though. I would have liked it on a 1080p camera just to see what it looked like. Oh shit, it's not Nintendo.
So that's probably what we got already, probably at least 720. I think it's probably about 720.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I've almost 720 anyway.
that's the thing.
We've got 7 people on. So once we get to 10, we'll start talking. Obviously, we're talking now, but we'll start talking about issues.
That's it. Oh, have you got anything in particular that you want us to talk about or you want us to start on and talking about? So let us know, man.
Yeah.
We're all in this together.
Yo. Let me just go to my blood clot mouse. And let's move the mouse around, because I want control of the mouse while I'm on set. So you'll be able to see us. We might not be able to see you a second, but 1 second, mate. So let's talk about the youths. All kids obviously still in lockdown. COVID's still going in. They're all learning from home, all them kind of things.
So you go into a class, don't you, Jayden? And how many people are in your class?
About 5.
About 5 people.
No.
Are there 5 of your friends that you'd usually hang about with,
Yeah.
or is it mixed with different years and things?
No, it's just my friends.
Okay. What do you
Andres
learn?
Martinez.
What do you learn about?
Writing and stuff.
Is it the usual stuff that you do, or is it different to what you
Yeah,
used to
it's
learn?
usual stuff.
So what's your favourite lesson then?
Writing.
Writing. You like to write stories?
Mhm.
Oh, God.
Andres Martinez, that's what it's a podcast about. To be honest, Andres, it's a freestyle podcast. We had a couple of people that were supposed to attend tonight, and we've been, I won't say let down, it's not the right word, but people are busy, and obviously it's COVID, so people have to adjust the plan. So we went to adjust our podcast. I've got a few things about what I want to talk about tonight, but I said I'm going to get to a few more people before we start talking. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about and confront a few things in this situation. Earlier, before the actual live started, me and Jordan were talking about some issues, and I was talking about not religion per se, but belief in God. So we're going to talk on that issue, and it's a sensitive issue for it's a lot of sensitive issues. Like right now, it's COVID. Everyone's feeling trapped in the house. Yeah, and it's a testing time. But I think there's a lot of issues which we talked about.
I think with this COVID, a lot of religions have been attacked in the same way as well. Because of course, like all the mosques and things and like places of worship all being shut down.
Yeah.
People are probably finding it hard to do their usual routine.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, it's like it's just I don't know. It's like I'm not per se a religious person myself. I'm just open-minded to different theories, and I take little bits from possibly every single religion, and just piece it together in my own way. But I mean, I'd done a lot of studies to see what the first ever religion was, and any research I've done is Buddhism. So if you want to get closer to you can to like understanding how the world was created and things, that's probably the first religion that you need to look at. But if that's the first ever religion, they're going to have. You know what I mean, I don't know how to explain it. Like,
I mean, so I didn't want to talk about religion on that element because I think religion to me is a very personal thing.
Yeah.
So like for me, it's a very personal thing. I think belief in some kind of creator or some kind of thing is useful, but there's a lot of theories these days. That's what I'm saying. It's a new world we live in today where we've got some people believe in the simulation theory.
Yeah.
Like we've
got so much things like the internet and things and like different videos with different opinions.
Yeah, it's crazy. So we live in a unified. One thing I'd like to say about religion, regardless of whatever it is that works for you, I think that's a personal thing. But I believe like it's a personal thing. I don't like it when people push the religion on me, to be honest. Yeah. And I don't think that's the way to do it. Yeah. But like I said, we live in a modern world now, so some people believe the world's flat. I'm sure you believe in that.
I believe that the world is not as round. I don't believe it is what we've been told it is.
See, that's quite interesting. If anybody, let's do a poll, fam. Come. Who believes the world's flat?
That's it. Just we get so many people that believe there's going to be different things, different theories that will come and will. So I mean, every time you hear something new, it takes you by surprise, and you sit and think about it. And you think there's a possibility it could be true, but just a circle or whatever shape it is, like it's not actually a circle because it's not flat.
Last man standing.
What would you call it? Would you call it? The shape where it's a circle but it's not flat. It's only a circle when it's flat in it.
Or like a sphere.
Sphere, that's it. Sphere.
So hi guys, last man standing says hi guys. Big up.
Yes, I.
Respect. Yeah, man, this podcast is it's taking shape.
Yeah, I mean, just touching on back on that with like religion and things, I think different religions, in theory, it's just a different opinion on life.
Yeah, religion, look at this one. Andre Martin says, religion feels like a moral code, but all things is very subjective. Arctic Shark, atheist, not me. Like, the best word to put, if you don't believe in a doctrine, is agnostic. This is what I tried to tell Jordan. Yeah. I like to think that there's some kind of creator, even if he's some alien or some kind of definitive being or some kind of matrix or some kind of simulation.
Well, there's that theory about the Anunnaki from the planet Nibiru. Apparently, they came down to. This is apparently where mining started from as well, like gold mining. But they came down to take the gold because apparently that had some sort of like value towards like the planet. I mean, that's why like gold is like normally in the ground. And they needed the gold to like take to their planet to heal something on their planet or something. And that's where like gold mining first started from, apparently. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff that I watch, and there's all sorts of stuff I look into, but yeah, apparently our creators was an alien race called the Anunnaki.
No, but if you're not seeing some interesting theory about some alien race who created the blood clot, the people, them, a great film to watch is Mission to Mars. I told you this before on a previous podcast. Mission to Mars is really, really cool. Andres Martinez says, I don't believe it's flat. Respect for that. Carl Fritch is a big believer of flat earth theory, Mr. Warlock.
Yeah,
that's a mad thing.
Yeah, Carl Fritch is a big believer in it. He had an interview where he was talking about it.
The flat earth?
Yeah, flat earth theory, yeah.
So if the world's flat, so if we're having this flat thing, what we're doing is hovering in space, like hovering there. It's a mad thing, that. Mad thing. And then
it's crazy. But these
in fact, let's talk about, this is the best person to talk about some kind of belief. Because his mind's fresh. Yeah, he hasn't really been influenced by a lot of people's beliefs. What do you believe about the world? Do you believe it's flat? Do you believe it's a globe? Do you believe flat? Bomba clap!
Why would you say it'd be flat? What's your opinion on it?
Why do you think it's flat? Because we don't drop off the earth when we go to Australia. We don't go wee. Mad thing. Pose some questions, man.
How crazy do you think that is? So, if you're here, apparently below us, other opposite side of the world is Australia. So that means that people will be walking upside down.
I know, but it's
crazy, isn't it?
No, but it's gravity, isn't it, fam?
The gravity pulls you down, doesn't it? Or gravity pulls you to Earth.
Yeah, but then we spin at a certain speed and stuff like that. It's all been explained in theory before by science.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot. I watch all sorts of stuff. I mean, as I said, there's like different flat Earth theories, like to why it's round, and like, I watch all of it. I've just took pieces out of little thing, and I just don't believe it's completely severe because like, it don't make sense. That I mean, they're sending all of these machines out apparently to Mars, where they're getting all of these images from Mars and sending it all out and getting all of this stuff, but they can't take a picture from out in space of planes flying upside down on this apparent severe. I
mean, I've got my own beliefs anyway, so people who know me know my beliefs. I'm not going to try to project them onto like social media. So I'm not trying to influence people and them kind of thing. I've got my own beliefs, but I definitely believe in the Creator. I'm not an atheist. And also, he says here, does little man believe in aliens?
Do you believe in aliens? No.
You don't believe in aliens?
No.
Yeah, man, that's a mad thing.
What do you think's in space then?
Just planets.
Just planets. What do you think's on them planets?
I don't know.
Well, we're a planet, aren't we? As you see all this living life. What? Go on, what do you think? What do you think's on other planets? Do you think there'll be water on other planets?
Yeah.
Do you think there'll be trees? No.
Let's talk about this one, look. Yeah, what? Does your child attend school or participate in remote learning?
He's attending school. You're in a class.
Yeah.
And, how many people are in your class at the minute?
5.
5.
Not much.
Is that 5 including you or 5 other people?
No, 5.
Including you.
5 kids including you?
So there's 4 other kids that are in
That's all right still. That's all right, because obviously when I go to school, there were like 25 of us, and they give me enough room where there's 25 people, so I just mess around.
Yeah. It's more people
make
to show off.
Make paper planes and dash them and them.
More people to show. You know, it's like sometimes you got to think to yourself, would kids be able to learn better in a small class?
Well, do you feel like you learn better now since COVID, or do you think before COVID, when there were like a lot more kids in class, do you think it was like better then, or do you think it's better now?
I think it's better last when it went COVID.
Okay. And why did you say that? Do you feel like, in what sense? Like, do you feel like why did you learn more, or do you feel like you just enjoyed it more?
I just enjoyed it more.
Must feel like jail.
More friends to show off in front of.
At everything.
Yeah.
let's go to the next question. Look, and any question, you can pause. We can. Does your child prefer the current learning format, or do they miss school? Obviously, we've got a kid here now on our podcast, Jaden, Jordan's son.
Yeah.
So let's go straight to the source. Do you miss school or do you prefer home learning?
I miss school.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, that's sad.
Friends, don't you?
That's sad. That's one thing I don't like about this COVID, because like a lot of people like me and your dad think like it's a bit unfair for people like your age, because I feel like there's a lot of people at home and they don't want to be at home because it's boring.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Yeah, I don't
Do you feel the same?
Yeah, I don't like being at home all the time.
Yeah.
What was it about school you miss? Like, is it your friends or just
My friends.
change your environment as well?
Yeah. And that routine as well, isn't it? Just having that routine of getting up in the morning and going to school and then coming home and then playing with your friends where you live as well. Yeah. I think that's, like, at the minute I'm working from home. So, I mean, I think that's probably the main thing I miss, just having that routine of getting up in the morning, going to work, having the interaction of other people, and then coming home and then just having that space where I can just chill. And I think that's probably the same with everybody. I mean, there's some people that are unfortunate that are not able to work at the minute. Me, because I worked in a call centre, I'm luckily enough, I'm able to still keep a job and still earn a wage. But for some people, they're having to go on like the furlough scheme and things like that. But apparently, I think that's supposed to be ending, the furlough scheme. Like, if they keep extending these lockdowns, I don't see how they can possibly end it.
Yeah, this COVID situation's pants right about now. Not gonna lie.
But they are having talks. I mean, if you watch the news, they are having talks about, it's going to come to an end and this, that, and this. It's like, how can they possibly bring that to an end if they're planning on extending the lockdowns? Because I suppose they said something about 8th of March, I think they said, but then this thing's going around the grapevine that they're extending it even longer.
Yeah. It says, do you converse with your child regarding COVID? That's exactly what we're doing now.
Yeah, exactly. I always ask him questions and always ask how he's feeling and ask him how his day's been, if he's been at school, like what you learnt about, and constantly ask questions. But I mean, I think when it comes to them sort of conversations, sometimes your kids don't really want to have them conversations. They just want to just play or they just want to have a laugh. Luckily for me, with Jaden, I can have conversations like that with him, and he's very open to talk about things like that. But some kids, it's maybe a bit difficult to get what they're really thinking about. I said it wrong then, didn't I?
Yeah.
I think I need to go back to school.
Let's go back to this alien subject because we're getting a lot of questions. I'm just going to hide one of these, one sec. So I hide this so that one drops down. So Arctic Shark says, I'm pretty sure our government confirmed aliens to be real and that they were reverse engineering UFOs. Yeah,
so like in Area 51, that's what Area 51 was supposed to have been. And there were a crash that tried to get covered up, and they finally admitted that was actually real.
What did you watch now about that alien thing with that that old guy back in there went to North Pole?
Admiral Byrd. So basically,
Admiral Byrd, isn't it?
Admiral Byrd. He was a pilot. He's quite a well-known person. If you type in YouTube, he'll come up straight away.
Admiral Byrd, isn't it? That's his name.
Admiral Byrd. Probably, if there's somewhere we can just get the spelling out for people on screen.
Yeah, I'll type it on you.
Yeah. Basically, Admiral Byrd. He in the North Pole. I think it was either the North or the South Pole, but he had this mission where there's a big, massive hole.
BYRD.
BYRD. And he flew his plane down into this hole. And he said when he got to the end of it, where there should have been nothing there, he flew out and it opened out into basically like in Earth, where it opened out. There were all fresh vegetation, they were all building, there were like a society down there, which he describes as an alien race. But he said they didn't look like what you see on TV. They looked pretty much just like us. I mean, they had the differences, like there were differences, and you could tell they weren't us, but they looked just like us. I mean, so they could easily just fly up and just walk amongst us, and they'd blend in. So it's like, and there's so many different theories. There's flat Earth, there's hollow Earth theory. There's people that will strongly believe that it is Sophia, but You know what I mean? If you think about all of these maps that they've ever written, you know what I mean, how can you put that into a circle? I mean, when they've drawn these maps out and they spread it out, oh, this is this country, this is that country, how can you possibly put that into a sphere? I mean, there's so many different factors that people say, yeah, but it's gravity, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, explain what gravity is. Nobody can actually get an explanation what gravity is.
I'm going to put it out there. Yeah, gravity. Anyways, that's very hard to do to divulge or digest what that is. Because like the one thing I'm trying to say about I'm understanding about a creator. So, think about a human mind. Even though we believe we're super intelligent, like we're just. If you think about the size of the Earth, I think how many grains of sand is on the Earth?
Yeah.
The grains of sand, the amount of grains of sand is on the Earth. That's how small the Earth is in comprehension to the universe. Yeah, exactly. So our comprehension to gravity and things like that, we just can't understand it. And that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you have to believe in things and understand things with a blind faith in it, a blind hope, because you can't comprehend or understand that kind of phenomenon. It's like trying to comprehend a fifth dimension, sixth dimension, 7 dimension. We only see in 3D. We don't see in 4D, 5D, 6D, 7D, 8D. So something you just have to just know it's there, but you're not really going to understand it.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Well, there's got to be something out there. You can't just be in a universe where there's just no other life out there.
Well, there's got to be a universe better than this, where COVID didn't exist and people are chilling right now. Banging it out, right? Lessons said banging.
Watching us on TV, look at them down there, something with that COVID.
Any topics out there? Because like I said, we're supposed to have 2 or 3 more speakers on today and they hadn't turned up because for whatever reason, COVID's affected their lifestyle, so they couldn't make it. So if you get any other topics, please come forward, put them in the questions box and I'll suggest it and we'll chat about it and have a chinwag. You get what I mean? Like I say, it's only as good as the questions that people pose and things like that. So, listen, it's that time for you to come up with a topic now. We don't want to talk about this COVID. Sometimes it's stressful.
Anything at all that you want to talk about? Let's
talk about something different, fam. What's your favourite computer game? Let's make it different, fam. We've got picnics listening. You get one?
It's called Lexia.
Lexia? What's that about?
What do you do on it?
It's a game where you it's a game where you where you have pictures.
Okay.
And then you see which one's the same, and then you put them together. Okay. Then you get a tick, and then you get lots.
So it's like pairs or something.
Yeah, and then you get high scores when you do it.
Oh yeah, sounds good. That sounds fun. It's a lot of fun playing that.
Yeah.
What's that? Is that on your phone or is that on
It's on computer or something
PlayStation. Like a computer like a PC or
computer
like your PlayStation. Okay.
I play it at school.
You play it at school as well? Yeah. Oh, it must be good if they let you play it at school.
Yeah. Educational.
That's for breaks and everything. If it would play out, but if you don't want to play out, you can go in computer rooms.
Can you when you play out at school, did control where you go all these days? Or can you just chill still? Or do you put in some kind of we got to be 2 meters apart?
You have to.
You can play, but you got to stay 2 meters apart.
You have to stay 2 meters apart, but we have different tables where we need to sit and everything.
Well, when you're at dinner times.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying, man. It's peak. This COVID situation. When I was a kid, all I did when I go with my youths, with my brethren, we wrestle.
Yeah. Play wrestling.
Play football and we go.
Yeah,
we football and play hard with tackles. Though, how can you play football and tackle when you get 2 meters apart?
Yeah, it's impossible.
You know what I'm trying to say? It's not really good, man.
I played football at school, but
so when you get to play out, they're letting you run around and just do whatever you want. Yeah. But then when you eat your dinner, you have to sit 2 meters apart. Things like that just don't make sense, does it? You have to sit 2 meters apart to eat your dinner, but when you're playing out, you can be as close as you want to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a situation. Don't make sense. There's so many stuff that just don't make sense, and it's there's so many people that won't ask questions. They won't challenge what they're being told. They'll just sit and they'll just comply. You know what I mean? It's not that some of us are purposely just trying to be rebellious and just say we don't want to just do what the government said. But it's if the things that you're telling us is not making sense, people are not going to want to comply to things that just don't make sense.
And we go live on Instagram as well, because I know people when I'm live on Instagram,
yeah,
will actually ask questions. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. We need more questions, man.
Right.
Oh, he's getting muscles out now, trying to show us up.
Getting guns out, lad.
Showing us up, aren't you, with your muscles?
We're live, we're live.
We're live, baby. We're like, oh, look, he's doing that. Oh, look at my muscles. Yeah.
Last man standing. This is the kind of questions we need. Are you taking the vaccine? Look.
I don't plan to.
We're live. Are you taking the vaccine?
I'm not. I don't think there's been nowhere near enough research done to confirm that it's safe. And half of the people that are taking the vaccine, they don't even know what's in that vaccine.
I think there's a lot of scaremongering going on about the vaccine, though, so you have to be careful because kids are watching them kind of thing there, and we have to lead by example. Obviously, it's a personal thing, it's subjective because a lot of people take the vaccine willy-nilly just to try and get back to normality. Just to try and get back to normality because people are saying, I can't wait till it gets back to normal. But what's the new normal? What is normal, fam? What is normal right now? You get what I mean? This is the new normal right now. So the vaccine there, a lot of people I know already took it. A lot of the elders have took it already. But at the same time, there's a lot of doctors saying if you take the vaccine, you can still get the COVID. So what's that about? Why are you taking? What's the point in taking it then if you're still going to get the COVID thing, fam? What's the vaccine doing if it's not stopping you?
Exactly.
What's it doing? What's it doing if you still getting blood clot COVID thing?
If they've already established you still can get it, what is the purpose for this vaccine and why they're so insistent on trying to get everybody to take it?
Yeah.
That's what you've got to ask yourself. I'm not trying to say it's anything in particular or trying to like throw accusations of what it is, but you've just got to ask yourself these questions. If it's not going to stop you from getting COVID, then why are we taking it, or why are they trying to enforce people to take it? Why are they going to make it mandatory?
Mandatory, like I said, these people have got their beliefs and their opinions about the vaccine, but like I say, you can't really say you know it all based on watching a couple of YouTube videos. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, exactly.
Like people will put something on YouTube, or maybe people might send you a video and watch a woman. She'll be,
yeah,
I took the vaccine.
Yeah.
I've got loads of dance moves.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm like, oh shit, I'm not taking the vaccine. See that?
Been having this twitch and
just
can't stop.
My face is drooping. And I'm taking the vaccine. Like, yo,
I mean, some people can be very good actors, so don't just believe everything that you see.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't know. Like, might be some scaremongering thing. You say you're gonna take the vaccine, and you see that video, and you're like, blood clot, I'm not taking it. But obviously, I'll be honest with you, like 99% of people are talking about they're not taking vaccine because of these daft videos. You get what I'm trying to say? Because people are shocking out, looking like dickheads and that. But listen, I will sit back and watch. I'm fortunate, and this boy here is very fortunate because you're young. Yeah. You're young. Yeah. They're saying right now, if you're over 60 or under 60, you've got 1 in 300,000 chance to die in COVID. Yeah. So you can sit back and watch the elders take the vaccine and think, you know what, I'll see what's going to happen with them.
Yeah. So
you've got a bit of time. But at some point, obviously, there's a lot of pre-conditioned or pre-programmed films like, I've seen that one we watched the other day. Songbird, innit? Songbird. And it's talking about... Yeah, and Contagion. So it's like preemptive programming or predictive programming.
Netflix one called Outbreak as well.
Outbreak. Yeah. And on there, fam, if you don't take the vaccine, they're shooting your blood clot.
Yeah.
Or they're taking some concentration camp and shit, or some quarantine camp, whatever it is. So this is kind of what obviously, this is Michael Bay, the guy who made Transformers. In his mind, that's what they're going to do. That's his little vision of the future. Yeah.
Well, they've already made FEMA camps. I mean, if you want to know what FEMA camps are, just type them in YouTube, FEMA camps.
Yeah.
And these are camps that have actually been built. They're actually physically there.
Yeah.
So it's not made up. There is FEMA camps there. So it's like, why have they been created? What are they there for? It's just so many stuff that just doesn't make sense about it. And you just be open. Don't just believe one thing, or don't look at a video and think, oh, that must be true because it's on YouTube. Just open your brain up to. I mean, sometimes there could be a video where there's part of it that's truth and then there's part of it that's false.
Blessings.
I always use the phrase, take the sense out of the nonsense.
Yeah.
I mean, because if something's made up, there'll be a part of it that is the truth.
Yeah.
It's just been exaggerated.
Okay, someone's just put a question on the live. You can link in the bio for the live as well, so you can watch it on YouTube. If you want to pose a question, that's not a problem. It's Bushman Benja who's going to come on the show. He says, apologize for no show. We chat later. Respect, Bushman.
Yeah,
respect.
Don't worry about it. Next time.
It says here, look, this is the question though. It says, what if your wife wants it, but you don't? Are we talking about tail or are we talking about vaccine? Well, you sure? You need to cover your ears about it, 'cause I feel right bad now.
Yeah.
But it says,
carried away.
What if your wife wants it but you don't? Yeah. Are we talking about the vaccine or something else? No, you need to make these questions clear, fam. Are we talking about what if your wife wants it but you don't? Are you talking about the vaccine or what? You get me?
Yeah, I think it's talking about the vaccine.
Talking about the vaccine.
I think it's an individual thing. I mean, if you're worried about taking the vaccine, I know it's kind of like you know, like one of them guinea pigs where they're doing tests and stuff, but maybe see how your wife feels after she's taken the vaccine.
Die, bitch, die, bitch.
See if it's changed anything. Like my brother's taking the vaccine. I constantly message him every day. Are you okay? Are you all right? You know what I mean? Have you noticed any change? I watched this video that this is probably a bit far fetched. But I watched this video. Somebody posted it on Facebook, and they were talking to Alexa. They said, "Oh, Alexa, when's the end of the world?" And Alexa replied saying the end of the world is going to be 2021 because there's going to be a serious turn in the COVID, and the people that have taken a vaccine is going to be a zombie
apocalypse. I've heard that shit. I've heard the shit like someone takes a vaccine, and I apologize because my language is vulgar as one person present. So, but I've heard that thing, fam, that people take the vaccine, yeah, and it starts twitching out like to a blood clot, to a zombie. That's some idiot thing though, fam. So if they give you the vaccine, you start like, brains. Yeah. Some idiot thing, fam.
Well, a lot of people are thinking about taking the vaccine and they're just willy-nilly taking it. What I'd suggest to do before you take it, if anybody's thinking of taking it, I'm not going to say to anybody, don't take it.
Your brother's took it, fam.
I mean, yeah, Ryan's took it. That's why I'm asking him every day. Are we doing so far? He's not said anything's different. But it's just one of them. If you're worried about it, just do your research first. I mean, type in what's in the vaccine, and then when you get the ingredients, what's in the vaccine, study what they are.
It's true, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's true, you know. Because Mama said you have to take the picnic out of the room because I'm gonna get vulgar in a minute. have you got a phone and some headset or something you can listen to?
I've got a phone, but he brought some headphones himself, but it's different charge.
Let's take them off. Tell bye to it. Whoa. You got to say bye to everybody because you got loads of people saying, "Yo, I'll go on to the picnic."
You got some iPhone headphones because it's the only ones that can fit in there.
Nah, but I tell you what, I've got my laptop, so I can put my laptop in there. One sec, people. Yeah, I'm gonna take the U off car. Man's gonna get vulgar and blood clot. Yeah, man's gonna get vulgar. Yeah,
you
one sec.
Headphones as well, yeah.
Come. I'm gonna get mad in here, fam. We've got a couple of
unacceptable.
We've got a couple of topics I want to discuss anyway, so they get way more vulgar.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I need to be careful, fam.
Oh, you did start smashing everything up, you.
Come.
No, people, it's you're just got to open your mind up to these things. You know what I mean? It's like at one point I was watching the news every single day, and it gets to a point where it starts to do your head in. But everybody's in that same situation. You just want to know what's happening. You just want to know like what's happening next. You just want to know like what's going to be changing, whether you're going to be able to go out when things are going to get back to normal. Me personally, I don't think there's ever going to go back to what we perceive as normal. I think this is just a great change that has been potentially, it could have been planned. There's so many things that have been at the build up to it which would indicate that it possibly been planned, but we just don't know. And if it has been planned, of course, they're not going to tell us it's been planned. I mean, so you've just got to piece things together and put things together. I mean, I'm not saying don't believe what everybody's saying or don't believe what I'm saying or don't believe what everybody, you know what I mean, every little story that you hear, you know what I mean, because sometimes somebody could be just making something up, but there will be a small part of it that is the truth.
Man's back now. Man can go in now. Man can go in.
That's it.
Man can go in now.
Earphones on. We had his constructive criticism. We've got child out the room. He's got headphones.
Yo, Bushman Benji, respect for that, fam. I didn't even think about. Man was about to go in on these comments, you know, blood.
Yeah.
Well.
Getting carried away. Where are you, motherfucker?
Yo, let's look. What's being said since I've been gone? Let's have a look at what's man is saying.
Yeah,
yo, what's this? This man's saying thoughts on GameStop. Thoughts on GameStop. What's GameStop?
Elon Musk. Elon Musk is he's trying to get something in the stock market. I've not done my research on exactly what it is, but I think it's something to do with the
What is
internet
GameStop,
thing.
man?
It's basically Elon Musk, something about a free internet. He sent
Free internet.
yeah, he sent satellites. What's it called? Space something they've called it anyway. But
So you're gonna send basically you're gonna send all these fucking satellites to space, innit?
he sent already.
You're gonna send all these satellites to space and get all the world free internet.
But that would crash all the internet. So all the internet you've got now, if you've got Virgin Media,
No, but it'll crash it for a day or something. Listen, if this nigga wants to give man free internet, yeah, I don't have to pay $28.99 a month.
Yeah.
Fam, sweet me, fam.
Yeah,
Free internet for everybody, for the world. Obviously, what are you trying to say now? If you're in fucking Africa, in the most developed places in Africa, you get free internet. Is that a good thing or not?
That definitely is a good thing.
I don't know.
No.
Listen. You got to think about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. You goes to bed and you just put on some porn and whacking off. Is it in Africa, man? I'm fucking wanking at 1 o'clock in the morning. You're just taking porn all like Dutchiness everywhere, aren't you? You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Listen, there's a lot of badness on internet, yeah? Obviously, it's good. It's all subjective on the person's opinion. You can go on TV and you can put BBC News on and watch the news, innit?
Pretty much shows everything. There'll be the goods and there's bad things about it.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is if they've got an agenda,
it's
got an agenda, yeah? They've got an agenda and they want to put like porn all over the world.
Well, basically,
or gambling everywhere. Yeah. In remote places in the world, they can access that via the internet.
Well, it's definitely
so is it good or bad thing?
5G. It's something to do with the 5G. So apparently, like I'm watching this program like on YouTube where they're on about doing like surveillance and like nobody's going to have the same privacy as what they had before. That basically, if they want to like, I don't know, apparently through your like TV screen or things, anything that can connect to the internet, they can basically spy on you. Like the government, and the 5G thing is something to do with this Elon Musk thing. Elon Musk.
Elon Musk is the person who owns Tesla. Yeah, he provides fucking rockets for NASA.
He's the richest person in the world right now.
No,
he is.
No, man, Jeff Bezos, fam.
No, he's just made Google it.
No,
Elon Musk is now the
I'm
richest.
Googling that shit. I can't even Google it because I'm live on Instagram. Listen, you need to send up send that topic, send out questions, man. Let's go in. Because like I say, we're going to be doing it until about 8 o'clock. We've got 1 more hour left and we're getting off. So yeah, the fuck is GameStop? The fuck is GameStop? The GameStop, so
Elon Musk is promoting. I've not done my research on what.
Yeah, so the GameStop is what is it? You said it's like a so-called project from Elon Musk where he's going to send bare satellites into space, cover the Earth in these satellites, yeah, and then offer all the world free internet. Obviously, right now I'm gas. Shit. Yeah, Elon Musk is the richest person with 188 billion, and then Jeff Bezos, the guy who owns Amazon, he's got 184 billion, and then you got fucking Bill Gates, 132 billion, and Bernard Arnault, 114 billion. Let me tell you something. Yeah,
we're talking to you.
Yeah, we're gonna. Let me tell you something though. Listen, if you believe that fucking list, that Elon Musk is the richest person on fucking planet, you're a dickhead, bro. Let me tell you why. What about the people who print the money, fam? Who prints the money, fam?
I don't know.
The Rothschilds. Federal Reserve. Federal Reserve and Rothschilds. How are they not the richest person on planet? How are they not the richest people on planet? Obviously, I create money, yeah, from nothing. Yeah. I say, yo, you what, Jordan? That's worth £1 million. Yeah, because it's from no anyway. Yeah, that's worth £1 million.
I'm gonna say it.
Yeah, you owe me 1.5 million. Guess what? That's another 300 million quid. Yeah. You owe me 400 million quid. Yeah, but you're the person. You gotta use this to buy your things. You gotta use that to buy your things. That's called an IOU. That's called the IOU. But guess what? I'm printing this out now. Hey, that's a 400 million.
I'm rich. I'm rich.
Now you owe me. How much is that?
But you know what?
I've lost count, fam. That's debt. That's debt. So what about the people who print the money, fam? They're the fucking richest people on planet. So if you believe this fucking list, that Elon Musk is rich, you're a dickhead, bro. You get what I'm trying to say? Because the people who print the money, they're the richest people. Yeah, they're fucking 5%ers or whatever.
So a question here, it says, yo, every man is taking the flu jab. Why? Mutation, same with this next vaccine.
Well,
yes, Mo.
Apparently with the flu jab. Oh.
Yo.
Yeah, go play then. We're just doing this now.
Yo, mate, she's got earphones in, fam. Man's going in with these. Yo, mate, she's got his earphones in. You go sort that out. I need my man to put his earphones in, car. I'm getting savage on this podcast tonight. Yo, peace and blessings, bro. Salam alaikum, bro. I hope you're good, brother. It says, every year, man is taking the flu jab. This is a question off of my brethren on my Instagram live, because I've got both things popping at the same time. It says, every year, man is taking the flu jab. Why? Mutation, same with this next vaccine. We were talking about this, man. I'm a taxi driver. I met Busman Benji in the taxi. You get me? Follow him on Instagram. My man was clued up. He eats his own on food and sustenance. And he's a smart guy. Yeah. Obviously, a lot of people are saying, why do you have flu jab every year? If they create a major on the earth already, yeah, you kind of equipped already to have everything you already need in your body. Why have a flu jab? Some man-made thing, some man-made flu jab, fam, yeah? And it's
patented.
Yeah, patented. Or obviously someone saying, yo, you know what, I own that. So anyone copies that, I'll bund the bomber clots. Yo, so I'm gonna give these man them extra flu jabs every single year to top them up, just in case. And just,
what
so
you
they say,
look at is how much money they're making on giving people them flu jabs.
It's some idiot thing. It's some idiot thing.
Like my mum last time she said she took the flu jab, she said for about a week she was just proper ill. Like she proper felt like she was like near enough close to death. It's like, maybe it's true what they're saying. When they're just giving you the flu jab, they're just infecting you with the flu. So maybe that's what, like these vaccines with this, they're infecting you with the COVID-19. You never know, but you've got to ask these questions. Well, you can't just think, well, why have they got a vaccine just like that when they've been doing years and years and years trying to find cures for like cancer, illness and stuff.
Yeah, Bushman, send me that question, what you said. You're going to talk about that thing you talked about, the big M. Send me the question, fam, because I want to know what you're curious about. Or what the topic going to be.
The big M?
Yeah.
Oh.
What we talked about earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not going to mention it until he says in my question, because I don't know what context. I'm not going to talk about it for the sake about it. But if he's got something that he wants to pause about, then let's talk about that.
Yeah, that's it. Fire away, man. Talk about it.
Yo, so the next topic we're going to talk about.
No limits.
Yeah, no limits. Let's see if anyone else has posed a question. Peace and blessings, Mo, man. Fire a question as well, brother.
Yes, Mo.
Do you get me? Fire a question, man, because we're live. And we're obviously going to talk about topics that we've got discussed, but it's always nice to get topics from the general public, because obviously, like I say, we post things about COVID, but at the same time, we want people to pose questions about and fire topics over so we can discuss it direct, because we've all got our own opinions here. That's what makes you unique and individualistic. But like I say, sometimes we all see on the same page, and that's the thing with this COVID. Everyone's saying, yo, COVID, fam, it's fucking up society. It's an overall view, but it's still going on. In Italy, they took a stand, and I think about 28,000 people or 20,000 businesses all joined up on one day. And they opened up anyway. No mask, no fucking idiot thing. And guess what happened? The government relaxed all the laws.
Exactly. I mean, sometimes you got to think that's the approach we need to take. We need to say, hold on up a minute. You know what I mean? None of this is making sense. You know what I mean? You either tell us the truth, what's going on.
Check that question there.
So is a vaccine more likely to kill you or the virus?
Well, that's it, more. That's what, fam.
Yeah.
How many questions have we had tonight on the vaccine? Everything's been about the vaccine, fam.
Yeah.
Everything's been about the vaccine, so it's on everyone's minds. You get what I'm trying to say? Like I said, sometimes we all have it as own individualistic views, but we all see things as a whole. And that's what I'm saying. Every single question has come back to the vaccine. Vaccine. Because everyone's thinking, fuck, I'm not taking that shit. You get what I'm saying?
I think, in my personal opinion, I'm not just saying like the vaccine's going to kill everybody, but there's not been nowhere near enough studies done into it. So like people could be allergic to a certain ingredient that's been put in there, and they've not done the research to say, oh, people that this can't take it. I think it's something about pregnant women or something can't take it. Something.
Yeah, well,
there's like a couple of things that have been said that oh, people can't take it, but there's not been nowhere near enough research done. But people are just jumping on the back one to say, oh, the government said we're going to take it, so we're just taking it.
I'm gonna change that light now to you a bit more, guys.
It's not that there's nowhere near enough research, and that's the reason why I personally say, if anybody asks me that question, I am not taking that vaccine because there's not enough research being done on it. I don't feel safe taking it. I mean, I'm not saying everybody just copy what I'm saying and agree with me. I'm just saying I don't feel safe doing it. I've done my research. I've looked into it. I've looked into the ingredients in it, and I just don't feel safe taking it. There's nowhere near enough research done on it. They can't just bring up a vaccine that's all going to clear. And the fact that they're saying that it doesn't stop you from getting it anyway, what is the point in taking it then?
Well, we're all caught up in this COVID, man. Let's look at some next questions. It's like they said here. This is what this bad person said. Look. Does your life insurance cover you if the vaccine kills you? Do you know what? I haven't checked my insurance policy. I haven't checked my insurance policy, you know.
Yeah, there's not even.
Imagine.
I don't even think they put a policy in place for like compensation if anything goes wrong.
Yo, because that's enough people. Blood clots going to go start twitching out and dead, and then what are they going to have to do then?
I don't think they put anything in place. I don't know. Probably maybe that's something we'll have to do a bit of research on and maybe touch on it on another thing. But
respect John Joe.
I don't think
respect Market. Respect Arctic Shark, respect Last Man Standing, Dante, Genius, you respect Ireland. Yo, no people are joining on. Come on and log off. Yo, respect. Yo, if you want to watch the thing on my YouTube, it's on the link in my bio, fam.
We've made it.
Yo, look. It says there will be a clause somewhere that says it doesn't because I've already stated that you can't sue them. Blood clot.
Yeah, that's it. You can't sue them, so it's like
blood clot.
I mean, why would they go to great lengths to like put that in place where you can't sue them?
So there's a clause somewhere that says it doesn't, as in the insurance don't pay out if you die from vaccine because they've already stated that you can't sue them. Well, that's peak.
That's peak. That does exactly.
So if you kill out, if obviously I think that Bill Gates said something like he's expecting something like 750,000 people to dead.
He owns part of the world's, like health organization. Bill Gates, I think he owns like something like 10% of it. Yeah.
The vaccine is managed for me as a university student. I mean, look, let's do what my man says. Check this next quote, because I'm sick of it too.
Vaccine.
Check it. Sorry, bro, I'm late in the room. I feel you though. Need a break from COVID talk. Yo,
yeah.
Let's get off this talk. COVID, it's doing my fucking head in. It feels like it's keeping me in the fucking house.
Yeah.
COVID, I hate it like a fucking dirty wife. I hate that shit. Do my head in, fam. Why am I talking about this COVID? Do you know what? It just affects everyone. So let's start talking about it. Let's talk about something else. Let me find something. Yo, pass me your phone a sec. More peace and blessings, fam. I hear you, fam. Everyone's depressed about COVID, fam. It's giving everyone anxiety. Let's send some suggestions over. Like another thing is like before COVID, fam, I used to fucking look. Let's see this one. Look, the vaccine isn't mandatory for us nurses. Never mind uni. So someone is having your balls, bomber clot, going in. Because Mr. Warlock put the vaccine is mandatory for me as a university student. That's taking piss. You get me? Wow, the vaccine isn't mandatory for us nurses, never mind uni. So someone is having your balls. Wow.
That,
I don't know.
it mandatory for us nurses, never mind.
Let's switch it up.
So he's having your balls. Having your pants down.
I want to talk about an issue. What do I call it? A topic. 1 second. Keep firing those questions, man. We are in the clinic dealing with patients. Yeah, it's
Mr. Warlock.
Mr. Warlock. We are in the clinic dealing with patients. I feel you, man. Do you know the vaccine is a big thing. A big thing.
Yeah, trust me, like all you nurses and so that and the doctors not in the hospital, they're the ones that are suffering and feeling this the most because they're the ones that have to work every single day and now. And they're seeing everything, but touching on that as well, there's people that have sending in videos where they've put like secret cams on and they like basically recording the conversations that they've had with like other nurses and stuff, and basically just a lot of dodgy stuff going off, which we can't really say is true or not true, but we're just open-minded to it, and then we're just asking the questions, and we're just not just saying, oh, we've got to believe everything the government says because they've been caught out plenty of times, like not even just this stuff. They just lie about all sorts of stuff.
Let's talk about something like relaxing now. I say relaxing now, as in not COVID talk. I'm gonna talk about films. I'm a film buff. Everyone who knows me, I've been involved in acting and drama in my life. So we're going to talk about that in a second. We're going to address one question though before it comes on. Look, check it. How do you think we can empower the youth in a positive direction? So much limited beliefs among our youth.
Well, I touched that. I did say something to Clinton. Like one thing I've noticed that's not around anymore is like
youth clubs, youth clubs,
And I can remember a time where there were a good couple of youth clubs around, and then all of a sudden they got shut down. I mean, what is all that about? And they're wondering why the crime rate's going up. It's because kids have just got nothing to do anymore, apart from stuff they think is entertaining.
Yeah.
Like fighting with other people, like starting arguments, and they've got nothing to do.
Well, look, I'll address that in a second. Don't worry about that. I'll address that. What's my top 3 films? Don't worry about it. I'll definitely address that one in a minute. I love film. How do you think we can empower the youth in a positive direction? So much limited time beliefs among our youths. Like Jordan was saying there, when I was a picnic, we used to go to youth club, innit?
Yeah.
They were like, we used to play snooker, we'd play pool, we might have 2 board games. We just might remember the fucking play.
There was that youth centre across from Concord.
Concord, yeah.
There was one on Sycer.
Yeah. This is like local areas to us, by the way.
There's one that I used to go to when we did like a little short. I absolutely loved it there, called Rathbone, just round the corner from you. Rathbone, can you remember Rathbone? I think they would used to be like one in Manor and stuff. I think there might be some Rathbone in other places, but there's nowhere near as much like youth centres and things that there used to be. I mean, it's just limiting the things that kids can do. So the other thing they can do is like resort to crime or dealing and things like that.
I think, how can we empower the youth in a positive direction? By leading by example. So, for example, when parents are sat at home just watching TV all day and playing computer, the kids will look at the parents and probably replicate that.
Phones as well.
So if an adult wants to start getting out there and wants to influence their child, they should start leading by action and by example. I try and do a lot of physical activity. For example, I do boxing, I do running. My man runs a lot. I do gym. What else do? We play darts. I stimulate my mind by playing chess. Yeah. These are the kind of things that you should be passing on to picnic, because obviously if you just tell them to do these things, you can tell a kid to your blue face, but you have to lead by example, bro.
Yeah.
It says, yo, this one.
Kids naturally copy what you're doing. They naturally copy what the parents do.
Yeah.
So that's how you lead by it. If you start doing it, they'll automatically want to do it. Like boxing and things, it's like I've never tried to force it on my son Jaden, but every single time he comes to see me on the weekend, he's like, "Oh, can we do some boxing? Can we do some boxing?" I mean, he's like, because he sees me doing it, he wants to do it. So I'm leading by example.
Exactly.
I'm not saying that I'm going to force him to do boxing. He likes football as well. You know what I mean? So whatever he wants to do, I'm just going to be behind him and push him towards it. But I'm just going to instill that into him. If you want to do something, you're going to work hard at it.
It says, yeah, you mentioned acting. How many youngsters believe they can achieve these goals? Those goals. See, you stepped out outside your comfort to get into. Yeah, so acting is something that's always been a passion of mine. I've always, like my man said there, it always starts with self-belief. I've always had self-belief and confidence within myself. I don't know if that's just like I'm a very egotistical cunt or whatever, but I've always believed I can do certain things. You have to step out of your comfort zone. Sometimes when you want to do something new, you got to take steps towards it. So what I would advise kids today, anyone watching this who wants to do about acting, get involved with your local theatre. Yeah, check out Google and see that in the acting classes. Or obviously right now with lockdown, we can't really do it. But at the same time, you can go on YouTube and partake in lectures on how to be involved in acting. Watch actors, read autobiographies. And that involves any kind of hobby or any activity. Try and self-teach. Learn yourself, gain information from the internet. And that's why I talked about the internet, about the GameStop thing. Yeah. Like, we all can use internet for good or bad. I mean, I can go to 12 o'clock at night, put a bit of porn and have a wank. You get me? Or I can go on YouTube. When I was a youth, I used to play basketball back in the day. Hard. We didn't have no internet back in the day. So what I used to do, fam, I used to put a video recorder on Channel 4. Because back in the day, when my old school, we had four stations, 1, 2, 3, 4. Before Channel 5. Yeah. So I used to put a video in what man don't even know about these days, and record basketball shows.
Cassette.
Yeah, cassette. You know, video cassette, old school. People you're watching for. Anyway, so so anyway, so like I used to record the basketball thing. Watch moves and watch it back. With modern things like YouTube and the internet and Google, you can learn anything. Man can learn languages off the internet, learn how to be a trade. I'm this little kid in Africa who learned how to build a windmill off on fucking internet.
Yes,
and a water well. It was like a water well.
And they made a film about that as well.
Yeah.
They made a film about
so you can self-teach yourself a lot of things these days. So the internet is really subjective. You can learn a lot of things off the internet, but you've got to really like be open to that.
Something like his dad's bike he ended up
using his dad's bike to be like the train conductor towards the well, and he created a water pump. That was a water pump or something.
Yeah, water pump.
Water pump.
My mum watched that film. She said it was brilliant. That film.
Yeah. So I'm gonna look at some more questions. Look. It says here. One sec. What were some of your most prominent roles, Mr. Warlock, fam? I don't want to talk about me. I like myself, but I'm not going to start talking about myself on a podcast. Look, Clark, that's killing it. So, like, what C1? What's your top 3 films? What's your top 3 film first? I'm gonna try and think about mine. So, one of my favorite films is got to be a gangster film, The Godfather. It comes in 3 parts: 1, 2, and 3. And the reason I like it so much is because if you watch that, it's got so much depth to each character. And even though it's a fictional film, it feels real. It follows the life of It follows the life of a family. I'm not really. I think it's It's not the Gambino family, but it follows the life of a family in America, and they're from Italy. And it's one of my favorite films. That's Godfather 1, 2, and 3. What's your favorite film?
I don't know. I don't know whether I've got like particular films, but there's a good couple of films that I do really like. Like one's called The Last of the Mohicans. Not the first one, the second one that they made. That was a really good film.
Which one? Last of the Mohicans.
Last of
the Mohicans.
Yeah.
That Indian thing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mo. Thank you for that, brother.
Really good film, that. I don't know. There's so many good films. There's so many good films that I watched. I watched a decent one today. I don't know whether everybody's watched it. It's called Wonder. It's
about that boy, innit?
That little boy, he goes to school. He don't really want to go to school, but then he's going to school and stuff, and he's got like, I don't know whether it's something to do with like his 2 parents' genes, like it causes an effect, and it made him like have deformities, and like he's had a bit of plastic surgery to try and improve, but he still looked a bit different.
Yeah.
But he ended up, by the end of the film, basically everybody loved him, and like he ended up being everybody's best mate and stuff, but it just, I don't know.
Wonder. Someone was talking about that film to me the other day as well, and said they really enjoyed it.
I love watching films like that.
You start crying. You start crying. Let me ask you.
I had a bit of a tear in my
Let me ask you a question. Have you? Has any men out there ever watched a film and it's made them cry?
Not a film, but I watched a program. I watched this thing on YouTube.
Which one?
And it was basically talking. What we call it, I think it's called Loki. No, it was a song. It was a song, and he basically did a song about his son, and that brought a bit of tear to me because it just made me think. You know what I mean? Like, it's about your kids, man. They just, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it, but that did bring a bit of tear to my eye. I said there's probably a couple of films where it does get your eyes a bit watering, a bit. And you think, you know what I mean? Do you let me see some? I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
I remember Channel 5 was like a dream, was so gassed. No, I can't make up my mind about what to watch. LOL, the simple days. Trust me. Do you know what your thing as well? So like sometimes like you watch you watch TV together. Yeah, you watch TV back in the day when there was only 4 channels or 5 channels. You go to school and you don't talk about it because you was all on the same page.
Oh, did you watch that?
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everyone was on the same page. Like, yo, Friday, yo. This Friday, Goonies is coming on. Oh, Goonies, bam, 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 bam. And it was sick. Yo, you get me? So it's obviously like back in the day, you were on a page. Now there's like fucking 999 channels. 906 babe station. But I'm just saying, you get what I'm saying? It's like 999 channels, and then people can pause, record, and fast forward. So no one's on the same page anymore. Do you get what I'm trying to say? fucked everything up, fam. When it was 4
Too much
channels.
choices, too
Yeah,
much choices.
it's like Mo said right there, the simple days. When you had 4 channels, it was simple.
Yeah.
You get me? No one can remember this unless you're old as fuck like me. Even these guys can't remember. At 12 o'clock at night, fam, all your picnic don't know about this. TV used to go off. It used to go like the fucking dead tone on the fucking machine at hospital.
Oh, like them channels where they used to bring all them right.
And teletext. Exactly, look.
Teletext, yeah, I remember.
Oh, he didn't know the name of it. Teletext.
Yeah.
Yo, who can remember teletext back in the day, fam? Teletext. Used to be shit holidays on there that no one bought. You know what I'm trying to say? Teletext. And it was 12
A lot
o'clock.
of information came on that, though, didn't it?
No, but what I'm trying to say is at 12 o'clock, fam, they would lock the TV off, bro.
Lock off.
You get me? Now 12 o'clock comes on, the man's going to the sign language. Yo, do you know what I'm trying to say? Yo, speak out here.
Yes, man.
Yo, so let's look at the next one. Natasha, Black Lives Matter has been a big topic of conversation this year. How would you address this issue with your child and adults? Putting preconceptions aside, I assume. Okay. Black Lives Matter. Come on, man, I'll let you address that. Because believe it or not, this guy's got some black in him, so this guy can address this issue too, man.
Yeah, I think, me personally, if I'm going to be completely honest, I thought that's been brought up to stir some shit. Because, yeah, we realise there is people that are still racist. We realise that. But look how far we've come. And then it's like, for me, it seemed like that we're getting brought up to just fuel it again and just start everything up. That's my personal opinion.
So it's some divide and conquer thing.
Yeah.
Well, the Black Lives
division between people.
The Black Lives Matter movement is a bit of a controversy and conspiracy on that, because they created a movement and they obviously put like a web page where you could like give them donations and thing. And like they were like them. Do you know them fucking preachers in America?
Yeah.
Where they preaching, oh, give to God, my brother, give to God. And then they walk outside and they got a fucking Porsche.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
It's just a black, innit?
It's just a black thing. Some black thing. These man saying, yo, give us money for Black Lives Matter. No fucking niggas have seen that shit. No black man has seen that thing. You get me?
Yeah,
They're keeping that money for themselves, blood.
Give us your money.
Some
because
idiot
if
thing
you don't give us your money, it means you don't believe in God.
But obviously, that being aside, I'm going to talk about Tasha's point there. Black Lives Matter has been a big topic of conversation this year. Look, how would you address the issues with your child and adults? I'd like to say, yo, I instill my children to understand that black is powerful. It's not better, but it's powerful. And the reason I said that is because when you're at school, when I was at school, they taught you about slavery and things. I don't watch films like 12 Years a Slave, bro. Have you watched that film, 12 Years a Slave?
I have, but I just...
You dickhead. You're a dickhead, fam.
Just wound me up.
You're a dickhead, fam. Don't watch that film. Have you watched Roots?
Roots. Which one's Roots? Yeah, I think my mum told me about that.
I don't watch Roots, fam. If you watch 12 Years a Slave, yeah, idiot. If you watch Colour, oh my God, Colour, you're killing me right now, fam. Don't talk about these idiot films. Because you know what? Listen, black people right now. This is to black people right now. If you believe that slavery was like the only history that you've got, you're an ignorant person. You need to go further back than that. And there's people like Mansa Musa from Mali, who was the most richest human being that ever existed, fam. And it was the same colour, if not darker than me.
Do you know why it is good to watch that film, though?
Listen, don't tell me about 12 Years a Slave, fam.
Listen. Do you know why it is good?
I don't want to hear about 12 Years a Slave. I don't want to hear about that shit, fam.
Do you know why it is good to watch it? Because I'm going to tell you something now. Why it is good to watch it? Because that just shows you. Do you know when they were taking like all of these like statues down and saying, "Oh, them those slave traders and stuff"?
Yeah.
It was black people that were selling other black people to these slave traders.
They were ignorant, idiot black people. You can't call them black people. Like coons, innit? Black coons. Do you know, have you seen Samuel L. Jackson on Blood Clot Django? He's like, hey, sir. Yeah. Hey, sir. Why's that nigga riding the horse? Why is that nigga riding the horse? He's black. Why is that nigga riding the horse, sir? Hey, white sir, tell me why is that nigga riding the horse? Yeah. That's what some idiot thing. These are these black people who are selling black people, fam. These dickhead, fucking ignorant black people. You get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. Mansa Musa from Mali, he was worth like equivalent times.
They've been brainwashed that much.
Yeah.
They don't realise that they're black themselves.
Exactly. You get what I'm trying to say? This is the dickheads, fam. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't like watching them idiot things, fam. I swear. Even though, like Mo says, look. We have come really far, I agree. You have to remember though that the history of black people in America has been different. That said, one second. that said, we shouldn't just talk about black history and confine it to slavery. You get what I'm saying more? What I'm trying to say is at school, yeah, they only teach you certain topics about black people.
Yeah.
And it's about this, we're talking about Black History Month. And most of that shit is either about Martin Luther King, yeah, who tells you to turn the other cheek. Turn the other cheek. Fuck turn the other cheek, fam. You fucking disrespect and try to hang me from ropes. I'm not hanging you from ropes. You get what I'm trying to say? What about teaching you about Malcolm X? They don't teach you about that shit. And go further back when they're talking about Mansa Musa. Like I said, you got to talk about Mansa Musa, fam. It was the richest human being on the planet ever. It worth like 400 billion. He did his pilgrimage to Mecca. Yeah, it took so much gold there, fam, that the price of gold dramatically dropped.
Well, there's so much of history that they
Come
just
on,
don't
fam.
teach you in school, like the Sumerian people and Babylonian people and stuff. They don't teach you that shit in school.
And the true Israelites, let's talk about this, car. This is a touchy subject. The true Israelites are black people, fam. I like right now. People are going to say, and what's that word when you start talking about Jewish people? What's the word? I'm sure someone can tell me.
Didn't like in Egypt and Africa used to be one anyway, didn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
it's like a lot of people that like that the black roots came from Egypt.
Look, the conversation has been restricted to slavery. Like that's all black. Like the conversation of being restricted to slavery. That's all black history consists of. That's racism in itself. Exactly that. Like I said, fam. Yes, the richest history, brother, is Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa. He was a Muslim person from Mali in from Africa. And when he went to do his pilgrimage to Mecca, he built libraries, mosques, and gave away gold and gave so much charity away that gold was like pennies to this guy. You get what I'm trying to say? This is the black person I want to learn about. I've got his autobiography in my car. This guy was trying to set up trends. When I said this guy, I don't like you got rich people now, and they'll build up like institutions like fucking Meadowhall, so they can make money off of people.
Yeah.
This guy, when he went around, he built universities, he built mosques, he built like things, people to learn and get educated. You get what I'm trying to say? This is the kind of person I want to talk about. You get what I'm trying to say? Forget that. Influential people that actually make change.
Make a difference.
And like I said, that's what I'm trying to say. Fam. Black history is a big thing for me. Like I said, when I grew up in Sheffield, in England. If people are watching this from international places abroad, sometimes you don't understand what it's like. I grew up with lots and lots of racism. You get what I'm trying to say? And even my sisters won't like this point, but even my sisters at one point when I was younger were racist towards me. Yo, rubber lips, blah, 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 blah. Yo, rubber lips, blah, 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 blah. Yo, rubber lips, blah, 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 blah. I said, yeah, is that you're going with, fam? I just chased the girl upstairs and tried stabbing her. Bam, 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 bam. And that's in my own yard and with my own bloodline, my own sister, because she was ignorant. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. Standard. So obviously, me growing up as a black person, I was like, even though, yeah, I see me and you as being equal. Other people from being equal, regardless of what color you are, I see us all as one. Yeah. People still look at my skin and persecuted me, regardless, just because of the first thing they saw was a black person. So obviously, when I get my youths now, I teach them about being black, because regardless of whether you see we're all equal, other people out there who are ignorant are going to persecute them for the color. So obviously, you got to address that from young and say, listen, we're all equal, but growing up in life, you are going to get persecuted because of color of your skin. Unfortunately, that's the way of the world. You get what I'm trying to say?
One thing that I watched this thing over there, or it might have just been a picture that I seen, or like something like on Facebook, and it's like you think to yourself, racism has to be taught, because kids, when they're first born, they don't see colour, they don't see that somebody's different, or it doesn't affect them that somebody's different, but racism has to be taught. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, racism's taught, man. Like, say if a black you and a white you were raised together with no other adults there, they'd see each other as being the same.
Yeah, they'd just be playing, just having.
But as they get older, we don't know. They might look and say, I'm not saying that I'm saying them better than you, but they might look and say we're different. But like I said, from a religious kind of point of view, it says I think it's the Bible. I says like in the Tower of Babel, yeah, King Herod tried to build a tower that went to heaven. This is the religious story, so don't quote me on it. I believe I was going to touch on it slightly. Anyone can correct me if you want. But he tried to build the tower into heaven. Get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. When they built the tower, he said, yo, God's supposed to have said, you're not going to come into heaven. Knock down the tower. I'll make you all different colours, all different races, and make you speak all different languages, so thou shalt know each other. So you can't work in unison. You know what I'm trying to say? You've got to be different people, but we're all the same. I believe this is my personal opinion. I'm a spirit within inside my body. This body is just a vessel. You get what I'm trying to say?
Shell.
A shell.
Shell.
But we're having a human experience. You get what I'm saying? So I look at someone and say they might be slightly different on the outside, but we're all the same internally.
Yeah.
That a dog's got a soul, a bird's got a soul, a
Yeah.
fish has got a soul, a fly's got a soul. You get what I'm trying to say? Inside its
Even
body.
plants have got, trees have got a soul.
Even crystals have got a soul, fam. You get what I mean? A crystal's got a fucking soul. It's alive. It emits
We're all
an
energy.
It's a crystal emits an energy. So we're all energy. So that being said, I think if you're racist, you're very ignorant. You get what I mean? But you have to still teach your kid about blacks because you've got a history and a culture that we all arrive from or derive from, and it's important to know about that. But it doesn't define who you are. You get what I mean? What defines who you are is the spirit inside of you, and you know right from wrong internally. You can see injustice in the world, and you feel it in your heart, and that's an emotion. We're emotive beings. We release a vibration, an energy. I can release it. Have you ever walked into a room? Yeah. Have you ever walked into a room? Have you ever walked into a room? Yeah, and someone's in a bad mood, but they haven't said a word. You get what I'm trying to say?
Pick up that they're in a bad mood. You can feel the energy that they're bringing up.
Exactly. They haven't said a fucking word, fam.
Yeah.
They haven't said a word.
You can just pick up that feeling. You pick up that
Yeah.
energy.
You get what I mean? Or another thing, have you been walking down the street? Have you been walking down the street and then someone's behind you? Yeah. You can't see them, but you feel them. So you turn around and there's someone there. Yeah. You get what I mean? Yeah. So we've got energy. There's certain things we don't understand about being human. Yeah, but that's
they studied that. They were saying, like, basically, if someone to have their arm chopped off, there's a certain kind of X-ray thing where you'd still be able to see the outline of the arm because with the energy that's still there. Right? If they chopped off their arm, they'd still be on this certain scan thing. You'd still see their arm there, even though their arm's not there. No, it's mad. You know what I mean? They've seen it on this study. These scientists were doing it. They're saying basically, if one of your limbs gets chopped off, the energy of that limb is still there.
Wow.
I mean,
that's mad thing though. In what sense though? I elaborate on that a little bit.
So basically, like, let's say for instance, somebody who's in army, they've had their legs blown off, right? And then this certain scan thing that they do, they can look at it and they can still see the outline of the leg. Still there. So like if you turn the scan away, you can see he's got no legs, but if you put it back there, you can see his legs there for the energy that was basically there for his legs.
Well, that's the next thing that fam. You need to like send me some the videos on that fam. I'll watch that fam.
Trust me, I watch all sorts of stuff, man.
It says here, I'm just gonna read a comment what I've got on my Instagram, so I'm not being rude. It says here, we are all clones. So what's people's thoughts on that? Are we clones or not? Yeah. And it says Mona says the truth is white skin is a result of lack of sunshine. The original inhabitants of Britain, Europe, were dark-skinned. The skin adapted due to lack of sun. It's evolution. And Bushman Benji says, "Yo, what's your reaction when someone calls you nigger?" I'll be honest here. If one of my brethren calls me a nigger, if one of my brethren says, "Yo, nigger, what, fam?" It's a term of endearment. Do you get what I'm trying to say, Bushman? It's a term of endearment.
I think it's how it's said.
Yeah,
when you take it.
Yeah, it's how it's said, isn't it? But it's I'm not saying that a black man could call me a nigger. And have you ever seen the film Boys in the Hood? Where that racist black man says, "You should have killed that nigger. You should have killed that nigger. One less nigger on the street." And he's a black man. I'd have fucking punched his head in. That's what I would have done, Bushman. I'd give him a fucking uppercut. Bam! Pussy. You fuck out of here, you that fucking racist cunt. How can you be racist and be a black man? Because you're ignorant, you coon ass nigga. That's that same fucking Samuel L. Jackson. Like, what's this nigga on the house? Yeah. Why is this nigga on the house? You get what I'm trying to say? Yo, you can be racist and you can be black yourself. You can be and have self-hatred in your heart. You get what I mean? I've seen it before. I used to work at solicitors, fam. Yeah, I'm that kind of black person. I'll see another black person, and because I'm black, I'll say, "Yo, what? I'm like that." Yeah, man. I went to Birmingham one time. I seen this black guy. I'm like, "What? You don't know me, blood. You don't know me, blood. You don't know me, blood." You get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. But at the same time, it's like when I walked into my old solicitors, it's like I walked in there, I've seen this girl. I'm like, well, cool. And she like, wait. I looked me up and down. I was like, fam. She got self-hatred in her heart. Yeah. She sees another black person and she looks down on them. And I don't know how she's been raised, but she had self-hatred. How can you see another black person and look at me up and down like I'm a piece of shit? Get the fuck out of here. If she called me a nigga, I'll probably get her in the fuck up too. Bam! Get the fuck out! Oh, you good? Bam! You get what I'm trying to say? Let's look at next one.
Van Damme straining teeth.
Yo, look. Make sure you guys carry on these podcasts. This lockdown got us bored as fuck.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing for it. People need something to do and something to talk about. And we all need to come together as unity and just talk about these things, because something does need to be done. Because I don't feel we're getting told the stuff that we need to be told. And the fact that we can just speak about literally anything, there's no limits what you want to speak to. If you've got anything on your mind, just address it and we'll talk about it. Because we need things to talk about. This is something for you to watch if you're bored. You know what I mean? It's like, maybe if any of that are watching want to come on as a guest, just talk to us about it, or you know what I mean? We're all open for it, man. We just bring in something, so there's something to do and something to like get across to other people and bring people on board and just get everybody on the same page, like what everybody's thinking. No limits.
Yeah. 1 second. I'm gonna go through these reactions. I want to do it in order, so I'm not gonna go. I'm just gonna make sure it says here, like a sixth sense. That's correct.
Like deja vu, yeah.
That energy we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Like a sixth sense. It's true.
Yeah.
We've all got a sixth sense inside of us, and that's because we're spirit beings, fam. We're not humans. We're not cattle. We're like humans. Makes it sound like we're just a part of this earth. We're not a part of this. We're more than that. That's why when you have a dream and you go to a different dream world, time doesn't exist, or even a nightmare. Let's see here. What? Look. How did he make that money?
How did who make that money?
How did who make that money? Last man standing. If you want to elaborate on that. And Bushman Benji says, what's your reaction when someone calls you a nigger? That makes a person a fool. I know your weakness. We cannot continue to teach the youth. Yeah, I mean, Bushman. So it's like one of them things, innit? So like, we're a part of the hip-hop generation, so we're probably nurtured to a degree. So for example, when Tupac and Biggie Smalls were saying nigger, they said it in a different kind of way, and in a way to like, it's like a term of endearment. But I understand some people don't agree with the terminology, because the root of the word, that nigger word, if you say nigger, N-I-G-G-E-R, in a racist connotation, it comes from slave masters. You get what I'm trying to say? So it comes from a dirty history. But then certain rappers try to use it as a term of endearment to take away its power. So that's why.
My boy, my friend.
Yeah. But obviously, like, regardless, some of the elder black people don't even like you even saying that fucking word, because they know it comes from a derogatory history. You get what I mean? So let's look at this one. It says, totally agree, but it should be talked about in a positive way and not ignored, as in the Black Lives Matter thing. The direction I come from is, how do we bring up children not seeing the difference? We as one and no division. Well, that's a very difficult thing to do, because we are different. Black people and white people are different because we have different cultures. You get what I'm trying to say? We have different cultures, but we're still the same. We're still Homo sapiens. Yeah. But at the same time, what I try to tell people is a tiger same as a king? Is a tiger same as a lion? No. Is a black panther same as a leopard? No. That's why when a tiger goes into a zoo and it breeds with a fucking lion, it makes a liger. It's a man-made thing. Yeah. It's not natural. You get me? Tigers don't breed with lions in the wild. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So we're different. Even though it's the same, it's a feline, it's a cat. You look at it, so it's a cat. It's still a cat. But there's a definitive difference, isn't there, between a lion and a tiger. It's not the same thing. And that's why they get in captivity. They make ligers. You get what I'm trying to say? That's a man-made thing, but it's still different. Don't make us any less or any more. It's still a cat. It's still a feline. Yeah. But which one's more important? None of them. They both have their place in the world, and that's the same with people. Even though I'm a black person, you're a white person, Asian, Arab, Chinese, Japanese. We're different, but we're all equal. We all have a place on this planet. You get what I mean?
Well, I put a post on there. Put a post on for Tupac changes, and just saying basically, like, we all need to be together as one. If you take away the skin, we're all going to look exactly the same. You I mean, it's like it's exactly the same. You know, I mean, we're not any different. We all bleed the same. Our blood is all the same. Okay, we all have the same organs. There's nothing different apart from the colour of the skin. And when, like, touching on what Tasha was saying, kids don't, when they're first, like, think a kid when he's first born, he's not going to look at it and think, oh, they don't see colour. They don't think, oh, I'm not going to play with him because he's got a different colour skin to me. I mean, that's what I mean. Racism is taught. It's not something that kids are born into.
Black.
They're taught it.
Let me just address Bushman Benji. Bushman Benji, even though I said I feel like giving people uppercuts, I'm a very controlled person. I won't give no one an uppercut. It's just it's a term of like my anger I feel inside when someone's ignorance has come across. And obviously, I'm a boxing coach, so you're going to see a lot of expression about uppercuts, backhands, left hands, right hands, fucking Hadoukens, always true, fam. Once you know me, you understand, fam. I'm not a violent person, but I do admit violence when I'm in a boxing ring. You get what I'm trying to say? So respect for that, Bushman. This is... we cannot continue to teach the youth that when someone insults them, that violence is the mid-solution. I agree. But like I said, you have to use intelligence to counteract racism or kind of ignorance. And that's what I've always done in my life. You get me? If you insult me and you come with violence, yo, you nigger, and you try to punch me, you better believe I'm going to block that and bang that motherfucker out. You get what I'm trying to say, bro? But if the guy comes out with some violence straight away, yeah, I'm going to change them with intelligence, brother. I'm going to outwit them and outsmart them like anyone else should do. Better believe that, family. And understand the Black Panther is a leopard. Yo, come on, Bushman, fam. You're a teacher, man. Your wisdom and knowledge is vast. You need to come on here and join the talks. Right, so let's go on to some more questions. Like one sec, because it's getting heated now. Let's start doing some. Let's jump on. Let's jump on something else. One sec. One sec, fam. Last man standing says, "Are you full black? Am I full black?" Respect, Bushman. Are you full black? No, I'm not. I'm. If you're going to start going in measurements like a fucking pie chart, like, because that's what people are doing it. But I'm a quarter this. I'm a quarter that. Yeah. I'm half that. You get what I mean, though?
Yeah.
So, in your terminology, what are you mixed with, Jordan?
Jamaican. I've got family that's like Red Indians, Arabic. There's so many different. I've got quite a big family on my dad's side and on my mum's side. So, but my dad was half Jamaican. See. So some Peter sense like, so you're quarter Jamaican, yeah, and you rest English, innit? Do you get what I mean? Well, blood don't separate itself, does it?
You get what I mean? It's immediate talk.
Well, my right arm's Jamaican and then my left arm's white.
Shemi says,
blood don't separate itself.
Shemi says, "Are you full black?" Are you full black?
Well, no, actually,
no.
Brown.
Listen, it's one of them ones. It's one of them ones, innit? It's one of them ones. Hear what? I can remember when England were playing at World Cup. Yeah, there were 3 of us back in there. We were going out in town. And I think we were going to Capital or something. Anyone who knows them school days and them club days, big up. We went to Capital and Niche or something. There were 3 of us. There was me, Delroy, and Tobias. Yeah. Delroy, his parents both of them are from Jamaica. My man's blick like that table. You get me? Yeah, Teabag. His parents, I think his dad's full Jamaican, like both parents are Jamaican, and his mum's got a mixture of ethnicities, but he's more or less, his colour's dark, and he considers himself a full black man, if that's what you're trying to say, last man. Anyway, I'm mixed. If you want to know my heritage and my mixture, my mum's part Bengali, Bangladesh, part English, and a bit of Irish. I'm not too sure on my history on that from my mum's side. I know my nana from like England, but her parents from Ireland. It's weird. And my dad's full Jamaican, so I'm a mixture. Brendan used to say all the time, "You like licorice all sorts, you like fucking licorice all sorts. Got a bit of everything in there."
Yeah, licorice all sorts.
You get me? But it's like Bushman Benji says there. Listen, if you want real talk, I am brown. Yeah. Do you get what I mean? I'm not black. My fucking t-shirt's black, bruv.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say? My t-shirt's black. I'm brown. Look at my skin.
Brown, that's it.
But another thing is, like I said, it don't really matter what mixture you've got inside you. When I walk down the street, the whole point of it, that story was, when I was going to town, there's 3 of us in it. Yeah? I was walking there, and it was bag of these man in this pub. I'm not being racist, but a bag of white man. You get what I'm saying? And England were playing, I think they were playing Cameroon. Yeah? Cameroon. I was walking down the street. These men have had a few drinks, so they're a bit live. You get what I'm trying to say? And it must have been like, yo, lads, some Cameroons. You get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. And they called me, D Delroy, who's way darker than me, and T, who's slightly darker than me, Cameroons. Why are we Cameroons, fam? Why am I Cameroons? Just because we're not white? You get what I mean? You can get people from Cameroon and they're white anyway. Because it's just a fucking country. A country doesn't define who you are. You get what I mean? One sec, share that. A country doesn't define who you are. You can be black, white, brown, yellow. Look at that. There's a guy on Instagram. There's a guy on Instagram called White Yardie. You get what I mean? Funny. Yeah, it's funny. And he's a white man, but he's from Jamaica. You get what I'm trying to say? So when he talks like
a bit like Collie Buddz, wasn't it?
Yeah, he talks like his voice is like if you didn't hear him, if you could only hear him and you couldn't see him, you just assume he's a black man and you make that reference from him. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So what is colour? What is colour? That's what I'm trying to say. It defies us, but it don't really defy us. Do you get what I mean? It's a very complex issue. I'm gonna start going on some more questions. Look. Empowerment, equality, and being open to the truth as parents. It needs to be a part of schooling too. I agree, 1000%. I mean, Moses, I think it goes without saying that we are different. It's teaching us not to discriminate or dislike each other. That's the difference. Yeah. But my brother, like I said, we're all different, fam. And it says in the Bible, it made you all different languages, different colours, but thou shalt know each other. You get me? If it was if every single person was a white man, and we all ate bacon. You get what I'm trying to say? And drink blood clot beer, and that's it. It'd be boring, Dan. That's why when fucking some of these racist white men get drunk, where did they go? Gonna get a curry. Yeah, I'm gonna get a curry. Gonna get a kebab or a curry. They don't get fucking fish and chips, do they? You know what I mean? Taras.
Go to the curry house.
Says here, look. We're all really just a different expression of the same consciousness. I love that more.
Yeah,
I love that more.
Probably the best thing I've heard.
He's a very wise brother, man. If it weren't for this guy, I wouldn't have found my deen anyway. So respect more and carry on sharing these thoughts, because a lot of people have been taking a lot of notes from what you're saying, man. That's really true.
Same conscience. We're all energy, man. All energy.
Mr. Warlock, a bit of a controversial topic, but what are your opinions on Ty and Booth as you went to the same gym?
I don't think he thinks sometimes before he says things.
I like Tyon, so I'm not going to. I'm not
a good friend. I think he's got a very, very dry sense of humour. What some people don't understand. Sometimes
it's controversial with the things he says, but that's what makes Tyon. Yeah. And like I tried to say, I'm not going to talk negative about anybody who's not on here to speak for themselves. So I feel like I'm just backbiting. That's not something I want to do. You get what I'm saying? I like Tyon. He was a good boxer, and he fought Chris Eubank Jr. back in the day. He shows a controversial, and he's got his own style. So let's move on from that.
I think we were beating him on points as well.
Yeah.
Beating him on points, and then Chris Eubank just pulled some out of the bag. But yeah, we like Tyon. He's a good thing. I think that's the only thing he can say. Just don't think before he says things sometimes.
No, he does think before he says things, but it's controversial. That's what I'm trying to say. That's his style.
Touchy subjects, isn't it?
No, he's got his very unique individualistic style on doing his own shows. So more power to Tyon, man. If that's his style, that's what makes him rock, innit? So we've got like 10 minutes left. I'm going to end the podcast. So any more questions, fire it over. One second, I'm just going back on Instagram Live, car. It's just gone off. One sec. Yeah, so we're live again on Instagram. Back on Instagram at C1 the Good Fella. You can see it in the background. I am private as well, so if you're a random batio, you're not going to get added. Standard. Wagwan, people. We're live. I had to come back on again because it's just locked off, man. I think I went over the limited prescribed time on Instagram, so I've jumped back on there. So let me just go to a question. Look.
Yeah.
How would you define the soul? Wow.
Yeah, Define the soul.
How would you define the soul? That's what a question was just being asked on the live chat. How would you define the soul? Oh, so let me just put this one on before I jump onto define the soul, because my brain's just processing that question. I'm just going to go into this one. How much money did the richest black man have? I think he's talking about Mansa Musa, innit? The one I brought back. So I don't know how much he had back in the day, but they're saying it equates to the amount of money he would have had now would have been 400 billion. If you look how much Jeff Bezos is worth right now, or no, Elon Musk, I stand corrected, who's the richest man, he's worth 188 billion. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So if you put Mansa Musa's context, how much money he had in current times, it's 400 billion. So Elon Musk is like twice as much money as him, and he's the richest man on the planet right now. So imagine being twice as rich as Elon Musk, and that's what Mansa Musa was. And that's what I'm saying, when you get to know your history about real empowering black people, fam, you think, you know what, I can be anything I want, just like Mansa Musa was. And he was a war general. He never lost a battle, but he's a very kind and humble, righteous, loving person with a very strong religious practice. So yeah, that's enough of that person right now, but he's a G.
How do you define the soul? That's
Let's go back to this question. Look, how would you define the soul? The soul is how would I define the soul? Do you know what more? I can only answer this honestly because I've got my own definitive belief inside. Do you get what I mean? I believe in my own beliefs, and I'm not going to impart it on the internet so everyone knows what it is. But everyone who knows me knows what it is, and that if you know that, then you know what I believe in, because you probably believe in the same thing too. How would you define the soul?
I don't think there is any way to define it. There's no way to describe what the soul is.
Respect, lads. Thank you for joining.
I don't think there really is a way to define the soul, because it's like, what is the soul? I mean, is it like when you have dreams and things? Is that your soul seeing what you're actually seeing there? Is it your soul, or what happens when you die? Where does your soul go? Is hell just, like, say, if you is that just being stuck in the same loop of something, like bad memories?
I mean, I said,
it's hard to define. You can't really define exactly what it is.
Yeah, let me go to this question. This is a quite interesting point as well, look.
Like you can't describe what.
Look. Check this one, look. A study was done in the early 1900s where they weighed people before and after death, and they found a difference of 21 grams. Weight, yeah. It's true. I mean, I think the person that the study he tried to define what the soul was. Yeah, he tried to define what the soul was, as in, what is the soul? It's a question that people don't really answer in science anymore, because it's like, you get what I'm trying to say? It's because it's very hard to quantify what a soul is. All I know is when you see a dog, a cat, a fucking fish, anything that's living, yeah, I believe it has a soul inside of it, and that's what expression gives it its character and its personality. Do you get what I mean? That's why dogs have. That's why dogs have.
Reincarnation, you come back as an animal.
Yeah, that's why dogs have got different characters. Some are very vicious, some are very timid. So you get them little ankle biters like your dog.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. But around ankles.
You know what I mean? But it's got a soul inside of it. So I don't really think you can define what a soul is, but I do believe you can kind of see the things that have souls in them. Even a spider, fam, a fly. You get that fly in the room, but it's fucking all over the place. That's got a soul inside of it, to me. Like,
that's
to you, it might not.
I said to people, do you know, when they kill spiders and so you shouldn't do, because for all you know, that could be reincarnation of somebody a loved one that you've lost, coming to like give you a message or something. Do you know, when you get that fly flying around you and you're like trying to whack it away, you know what I mean? It's persistent. It just keeps flying at you and thinking, what the fuck's up with this fly or this wasp? I mean, you got to think of things like that. Like, what is it? You know what I mean? It's like a bug don't think, oh, look, a human's there. I'm just going to go and fucking annoy it.
Yeah, it's like Mo says here. Mo, for everyone who's watching the Instagram, yeah, I get people put comments on there, and then Mo has basically said, it's not a material thing, so you're right, it's an impossible to define. I agree. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You can't really define it, because you could look at a dog, a cat, a fly, a fish, a spider, and even though it's all different shapes and sizes, it's got a soul inside of it. So how can you define or measure it? You can't. You get what I'm trying to say? But you know it's got a soul there. Well, let's look at the next one. You can see the train moving, but you can't see the force moving it. That's the simplest way to define it. You can see the train moving, but you can't see the force moving it. That's the simplest way to define it. I like that more. So Moses said, you can see the train moving in relation to the soul, but you can't see the force or the energy that's moving it. That's the simplest way to define it. I like that one more. I'm going to use that myself. Anyone's got a question on Instagram, fire it over and we'll put it on the podcast as well.
Why is your mate called Bushman?
Why is your mate called Bushman? Bushman, are you watching? I don't really know why you call Bushman. I just know you call Bushman. But I don't know.
Jump out of bushes
but all I know is if you look at his Instagram, Bushman Benji, he grows his own crops. He's got an allotment where he grows his own crops. That might be a reason why. I'm not really sure. But I can't really answer that question. He'll have to answer that for himself. Like I said, let's start answering more questions because we'll wrap up in next probably 5 or 10 minutes. Right, let's go. Paul, respect my G. All the lads who jumped on, respect, fam. Respect. Thank you for jumping on, man. We're live on here, fam.
We're live.
We've done the thing. We haven't really had that many topics to talk about today, but people have been flying off topics, so it's all good, man. We get to express his personality across. Like what happened today as well, I'm gonna tell the story about the camera. Yeah. Quick story about the camera because we're gonna fill this void and nothing there. So basically today, fam, I come into the spot where we're doing the podcast now, right now. You can see the background and everything else. I got a couple of lights behind this. I got a microphone, and I got this video camera. How long did it take us to download that software yesterday?
Ages. Well, I got here about 8 o'clock or something. I got here. And
you left here about 12:30.
We didn't leave until about 12:30.
So yesterday we were setting up the camera for like 4 hours, 4.5 hours. Yeah, I'm not even joking, fam. I had my Canon video camera. I had a video stand. I bought a capture card which you put into the computer, which enables you to do live streaming of your video camera. Yeah. What am I cooking? And then that's what am I cooking. That's because mine was put look. The reason I said what am I cooking? Mine was put you need to do some live cooking, lads.
I like cooking me as well. I love it.
Yeah. So anyway, so what happened was I've set up all the cameras, 4.5 hours, and then today I put everything in place. I had the right camera shot from the right angle, and I was just about to press the live button. Yeah. I sat down in my seat. I've gone to pull the MacBook close to me so I can see the comments. And what happened to the camera?
Fell. It pulled the wire and it made the standard what you call it, tripod.
The tripod fell over. And my camera's broke.
Broke up his camera.
Broke up. I'm vexed right now. Literally, it took me 4 hours. It feels like it's 4 hours kind of wasted, but it's not. It's 4 hours invested in different things. But everything happens for a reason. So, like I said, I don't believe in coincidence. Let's move on to some next questions or some lads. No, lads off Instagram and fire suggestions of topics over. It says here, I'm going to write it. It says here, so who's the chess master out of you boys? And the top darts guy says, I can see the guy seen the dartboard up there before.
Yeah.
Well, who's the chess master, bro?
The first game we ever have is always the best game. But then after that, he just wins me every time. The first game is the most competitive game. And then every time he wins me, but I need to kick your ass on darts yesterday though.
Yeah, you fucked me up on darts.
I'm sick of winning and that, and it's I had to let somebody else.
But darts, I've only been playing darts. I've only started playing darts, Paul. To be honest, I've only started playing darts probably last week. I've never played darts before that, but I must admit it sounds really old, like an old man thing to say. But darts is a bad boy game. You get me? And I really enjoy it.
Hand-eye coordination.
Hand-eye coordination. But not only that, what I've realised about darts, yeah, if you've never played darts before, it helps with your mental arithmetic, your math. Yeah. Because this guy, I just said this guy's on 100. This guy won 175 points, yeah. He got 10 points, he's getting his calculator out.
Okay, choose the easy way.
I'm like, bro, you don't need fucking calculator to take away 10 off 185. It's 175. It's like, oh yeah.
Sometimes there's some things you just used to just pulling your phone out and just using your phone.
Yeah, I mean that's another thing as well. Man, get too used to technology.
Technology takes over.
Too used to technology. You get me? It's like a mad thing that.
It's like that. Like when you see kids playing Kirby now.
Kirby.
When
Fam,
they're
I can
young,
talk
they-
about bare things that kids don't do anymore. Fam, who can remember back hopping?
But yeah, back off.
Back in the day, back in the day, knock it all run. Yo, back in the day, fam. Back in the day, yeah, man, we're back upping. Me and this guy called Brian Buttery, fam. Yeah, we used to jump over people's backs. So if you don't know what back upping is where you get a bunch of lads who've got fuck all else to do, just like you, and you jump over people's back gardens. You get what I mean? And you probably get chased by a crazy madman as well. What the fuck are you doing in my garden, you little bastards? You get me? And then one time, Brian's going to jump over his back garden, fam. And you know, come in them dog loos.
Oh yeah.
Dog loos. And dog loos, if you people don't know what people are, dog loo, it's like a bin that you put in the ground and people used to put shit in them. Dog shit.
Done it straight in.
Yo, mama's jumped over the back garden, fam. Yo, mama's just gone. Leg of shit. Yo, my man's fucking leg was full of shit, fam. Yo, his leg was full of shit, bro. I'm not even joking. With pee.
Yeah.
And he had to go back to his mum. She's like, "What the fuck have you done?" It's like, we'll play. Me and Clinton were back up in. And I jumped in a dog loop. And she went, "Why the fuck would you do that?" He's going, "I didn't fucking mean to do it, you daft cunt. I didn't mean to do it."
Oh, look, a dog loop there.
Oh, dog loop, I'm jumping in it. Fucking dog shit. Another thing, remember apple scrumping?
Apple scrumping. No.
Yo, apple. Come on, you don't know apple scrumping. When you see apple tree in someone's back garden, yeah?
You nickel apple.
You go fucking nickel apples off it.
Yeah.
You get me? Kids don't know they're born, fam. Kids don't know they're born.
I remember me and my brother and like some of his friends around area used to go on the field, which we called the Brook, just a big field, and we used to play a game called Red Letter. Basically, you'd have teams, you'd split off into a team, choose words, and then you'd all go, like one team would be hiding, and then the other team's finding them, and then basically you just beat the fuck out of each other until they give up like letters or they give up. And that's what we used to do, that's what we used to pass time.
That's definitely some ghetto-ass game.
Yeah.
Yo, do you know another thing
What's
as well?
your fucking letter?
You fucking bastard. Yo, wow, another thing as well, knock a door run.
Knock a door run.
I like kids, please don't play knock a door run because you cause anarchy right now with COVID. You probably have some old man who's crazy.
They'll go sick at you, man.
Yo, fam, we used to have this
Not
guy.
the time to
Yo.
try and play knock a door run.
Yo, we used to play knock a door run as youth. Yo, this guy called back in the day. Everyone knows this guy back in the day. We used to play knock a door run called Madman Pete. Yeah, or Gasman Pete. You don't know the guy. No, you don't know the guy, fam. He's not from your ends. Yeah, we used to call Madman Pete or Gasman Pete.
Gasman Pete.
Yeah, Gasman Pete. You were Pete, fam. So we used to organize. Yes, T. What, my brother?
Yes,
Fire a
sir.
topic over, please. And Bushman Benji's joined back. Bushman Benji, fam. You said you want to talk about that N word. I'm not going to say what it is, that N word, because we're live. But please talk about the N word so we can talk about the topic right now. T, talk about any topic you want, fam. I'm going to end it in probably 10 minutes. We're going to go on for a bit further longer. Yo.
Depends how interesting conversation gets.
Yeah. It says here, look. Arctic Shark says, me and my friends did that ages ago in the woods. What's that?
Oh,
one?
yeah, the red letter.
Red letter.
What's your fucking letter?
Beat the shit out of each other and get the word.
No tic taps either. Proper volley them.
Yo, so we used to play knock a door run. Yeah. So what we used to do is to knock on this guy's fucking door. Yeah, and these guys to come out and chase us. And it was like the thrill of the chase as the kids, innit? So what we used to do after that, because no one used to go to his door because we were kind of fast. We used to get little stones, dash him at his window, ting, 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 and the guy used to come out, you little bastards, fucking chase us down. That's what I'm trying to say.
They've done that egging windows as well.
Egging windows, Pete. Like I said, all these things that we used to do as kids back in the day. Like another thing, fam. See, internet now it's become the new street corner. Yeah. When we were youths back in the day, fam, we used to go on the park. Mm-hmm. Girls would get pissed on white side or white lining. Kim white lining. Or a bit 2020. A bit 20 or 2020. 2020 back in there. We dirty as fuck, but yo, girls get pissed.
2020.
Yo, 2020. We used to go on park. Yo, fam, you can't do that anymore. Obviously, COVID situation, but most kids these days got internet. Like I say, look. Says here, let me question now. Edge hopping round my way, we used to play knock a door run. Bad thing, we used to put dog crap in brown bags, set fire. So when people used to come out, we used to stamp on the fire bag. yo, people are fucked together. Yo, that's Pete. Oh my God, even Lewis jumped on. Look. Yo, biggest jokes was tying a piece of string to a door handle, and when the other end, to the neighbour's door handle, and knock on the door. And he used to try and get out and cunt. No fucking bastard! Let me out! Get out! Get it! And he'd be like, "Fuck off! Fuck off!" You get me? Bushman Benji, I know it's a bit peak for you, but this is how we grew up from in Winkerbank. We were ruthless as youth back in the day. No one knows what I go on.
Kids don't do that anymore. They just sit on the iPad.
I'm kind of glad they don't do them things though. I tell you straight, you know, if I'm in my boxer shorts, I've just chilled down, watching a bit of tit on telly, and I get a knock on my door. I try and open the door and I can't open it. Yo, peek at you. Oh, it's kind of putting kids into kids. Let's change subject, fam. Change subject, fam. Peek at you.
Just before we do it, I'll tell you about this one story.
Yeah, go on.
Right, basically, we're on Deep Lane. If you know where Deep Lane is, we're on there, and we got this big pipe, and we put it up to this guy's letterbox. And one of my friends, Gavin, he just shouted through it, "Here's Johnny!" And this guy had no word. I swear to God, he was like the Terminator. Wow. We were running, proper running, like get away and that, and then like stopping and thinking, "Oh, we've got to have lost him." Next minute, he just come walking around the corner. He was chasing us forever. We didn't understand how he kept just catching us up because we were proper legging it.
But guess what,
getting that corner, and he just kept catching us.
But guess what, though? Them kind of chases there just make you do even more.
It's exciting. You get me? It gets your adrenaline going. You think that was fun, that.
Oh man, I'm killing out these suggestions now. on milk bottle on the door handle, kick their door open, and when they kick the door open, the bottle smashed. Yo, all I've realised is there's bare little fuckers who watching my channel.
Oh, remember that time we used to do
Yo,
that?
remember that time we fucking did? Get me? But obviously that's the thing right now. Fuck all this COVID. Let's reflect on those good memories, fam.
Must be good memories, man.
Get me? Fuck. Oh. Yo,
it's like the memories that we had as kids. This generation of kids,
totally different.
They're not going to know what that is.
It's like
I mean, so
I can talk to kids now, yeah, and they say, "Yo, how you feeling about this COVID?" Oh, I'm not really asked me because I've got my computer. I'm chilling inside. You get me?
Online, got me.
But the thing is with me, if COVID happened when we were picnics, we'd be vexed. I used to play out. Can we used to do all nighter?
Yeah.
All nighter back in there. Listen, what all nighter is back in there is a picnic, yeah. It's basically when you stay out all night and you don't go back to your yard. But there's always somebody who has to quit. Oh, fuck this, and go back to my yard, it's dead.
I'm colder than a motherfucker.
That was me, that for my I ran on this.
I want my bed, goddammit.
But another thing, I know it's kind of promoting like badness and that, but this is the thing we used to do. So what we used to do now, me and T will know about this story back in the day, fam. We used to get up about 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. And we'd go to local news agents. Take milk or fucking we go like take the dating magazines.
Remember the lorries that used to come around with milk on?
Yeah. Milk crate. Yeah. Yo, they were the first electric cars, them, you know, fam.
Yeah.
Yo, the first electric cars weren't Elon Musk, fam. They were all milk floats back in day, fam.
Exactly. Now people think it's something brand new. You know what I mean, like electric cars and stuff. But electric cars should have been about ages ago. All you got to do is just do research on Nikola Tesla.
Nikolai
Tesla, yeah.
Yo, so wow. So it says here we chat about why I don't know whether to talk about this because it's a bit controversial now.
Oh, yeah.
We chat about Chiche, Fish, and Batman. However, these are the people who confess. Man who walks around with the hands in a them baggy is undercover Batman holding them dick all day. Oh, I'm like, Bushman, you're killing me now, you know. Bushman, you're killing me, fam. Yeah, it says, yeah, when we was kids, all we used to do is to scrap with one another and see who was the last man standing.
Yeah.
Wounds all over the place.
Yeah, trust me.
Do you know it is when we were youths, fam? We going up on Winkerbank, man, they were arguing anything to do, so we had to create his own drama. I grew up, I was a bit mischievous as a kid. In fact, I was very mischievous, man. I got into a lot of trouble, and I would advise kids not to really do that. What I did, I was a little fucker, to be honest. I was wrong. You get me?
Fuck some shit up.
I'm not gonna laugh about it. I mean, I can laugh about it now, but if my son did the kind of stuff I did, I'd be disappointed, to be honest. I'd be very disappointed. But I grew up in a different time.
Yeah. Just different times. I was saying different times. Like kids like I said, like Kirby.
Yeah.
He said to kids these days, oh, don't you play Kirby out? They look at you like you're an alien, like, what the fuck's Kirby?
Yeah. But to be honest, it's probably a boring game though.
It's entertaining. Well, it's still.
I'm not saying it's boring like that, but when we were kids, it was like super entertaining.
It would, yeah. The kids
Yeah, man.
entertaining.
But kids nowadays, they've got too much choice. They can do bad things. Probably 10 more minutes. I'm definitely locking off. Raw talk, fam. Everyone who stayed on and stayed watching us, we appreciate all your time.
Yeah. Thank you for tuning in, listening, giving us ideas, asking us questions, topics to talk about.
Oh my God, Bushman's killing me now, look. As for chatting about Winkerbank, listen, me born before you, other man could not come down there and grieve. My dad grew up on Rock Street, fam. You get me? My dad grew up on Rock Street, which is obviously Pitsmore. A lot of my boys are from Pitsmore as well, man. But there's a lot of rivalry in there. Like, let's bring that to about current situations. There needs to be a lot more unity in Sheffield. There's a lot of knife crime going on right now. A lot of my friends are being killed by knives. A lot of my friends have been, taken, unfortunately, way before their time. We've got friends and family right now who are watching, and their friends and family members have been taken. So, it's a very serious issue.
But sometimes there's like probably people warring with each other.
Yes, families. Thank you for joining.
With each other about, they probably can't even remember what they're warring each other about, but they just because they've got it instilled in their head. Oh, we don't like them. I mean, they just don't even know what they're fighting about anymore. But they think, oh, we don't like them. They're as enemies.
Yeah. I mean, there needs to be more unity amongst the community. This COVID thing kind of shows me like we're all trapped and all locked down.
Puts everything into perspective.
Yeah, it puts things into perspective. You got time to reflect on your current situation and not be caught up on that and division. We're all affected. The thing about this COVID thing as well, it gives us all a chance to kind of put things into perception. A lot of people can wake up right now, and a global awareness. You get what I mean? It's a global awareness that there's a higher power.
People waking up.
Yeah. There's a higher power which is putting us in a position where it feels like a lot of our freedoms are taken away from us. So when you're sat in your house and they're saying you can't go out, you can't lose. I was talking to a friend of mine who lives in Holland. Yeah, if you're not from Holland, you don't know right now. But in Holland, yeah, different to us, there's a curfew and you're not allowed to go out in your street. You're not allowed to go out on the street after 9 o'clock in Holland. Imagine that. Imagine someone said to you in Sheffield, Manchester, London, Birmingham, Liverpool, 9 o'clock, stay in your yard.
Come out, we're going to kick fuck out.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah.
So what would you do then? Because obviously, like I said, this is happening right now because of COVID.
In America as well. They're shooting them with like rubber bullets.
Yeah, this is happening right now in some parts of the world. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So there's a higher power telling you how to live your life and taking away your general freedoms. It kind of puts things into perspective, which makes you realise that there shouldn't really be so much division amongst the street because we're all suffering the same thing. We're all suffering the same calamity, the same kind of trials and tribulations. You get what I mean? So this is a time to reflect on your inner self and say, what I'm worried this guy because he's from Winkerbank and I'm from Pitsmore, or he's from Pitsmore and I'm from Shirecliffe, or Shirecliffe and he's from Fair Park. It's some idiot thing. You get me? You're going to stab a man or some foolishness.
There's more of the people than what there is the people that are trying to control us.
You get me?
There's more people than we.
So if you keep that unity, if you get that unity in them thing, that respect shame. If you get that unity and we're all on the same page, we can do a lot more rather than division and dividing. And that's what I'm saying. We need to be very careful about any kind of division right now. We're all the same. We're all from one. We're all from the source. A bit like Matrix and Neo. We're all from the source, innit? We're all the same. So regardless of colour, regardless of your area, regardless of your football blood clot team, that thing.
Yeah.
You're from Sheffield United.
Yeah.
You're from Sheffield Wednesday. Bun them chichi, man. What the idiot thing is that? It's a football game, fam. You know what I mean?
People are taking it too serious. I was touching on that. I tried to do it on one of the Snapchats when I were on the run, but I don't know whether it was the wind in the mic. But basically, one of my friends gave me a United tracksuit, which was like a t-shirt and jogging bottoms. And one at times I was jogging.
I agree with that. I agree with them.
I was jogging. I went on a jog, and this guy in this lorry, it had been raining, so there were like a couple of puddles. And the guy purposely swerved into the puddle to try and wet me just because I had United bottoms on. You know what I mean? Like, I don't support any football teams. I support my legs because they support me. But I just wore them because I thought, oh, I'll go on my run. That's just better tracksuit to go on a runway and that. And you know what I mean?
Well, that shows you. I mean, I think sports initially, it was created by Alexander the Great, stadium sports.
Yeah.
And Alexander the Great created stadium sports so he could control the nation and keep them under some kind of spell, so he could take over the world. So when you look at the history of sports, it was kind of created with ill intention. You get what I mean? It weren't created like as a unity thing. It was trying to create it to divide. But if we keep that in mind and just realize it's just a sport. You support your team, I support mine, but it's all fun. Then that's what it is. But people can get caught up in it, fam. I've had man like me crying over football. Fucking hell, man, you the pussies. Blah 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 blah. I can't believe they've lost that game. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? How can you get an irate, fam? It's a sport. Chill the fuck out, man.
Taking it way too
Chill the
serious,
fuck out, bro.
Yeah.
Chill the fuck out. Oh my God, I can't believe you missed that goal. Batty, man. Blah, 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 blah. Chill the fuck out, fam. It's a sport, you get what I mean? Oh my God, do you know, I can't believe they sold that player. Oh my God, that man should get shot. Are you crazy,
way too serious.
You're taking it too serious, fam. It's a sport. Let me just go to some of my comments.
Entertainment to watch, not something that you get vexed over if your team loses. You know, it's supposed to be entertainment.
So Bushman Benji says, we have friends and family who get juck up. If you know somebody, mix up into them things, warn them to fix up because they have no respect for life or who it affects. I agree. Do you know what?
100%.
Listen, I've never walked with a blade in my life, you know. My man says, it's already mine, number 11 on Instagram. And it's not a higher power, brother. The government is an illusion. But I'm feeling the overall message, together we stand, divided we fall. I agree with that, fam.
Exactly. Together we stand. We've got to stand up and then the game stop. Together
we stand, divided we fall. Shemay 987, stay safe, lads. Respect.
Yeah,
man. Paul says, gonna chip now, boys. Cheers for the child memories. Big smile here. Stay safe. You get me? Respect for that. 1 second. So I'm just gonna go back to some of these questions on here as well. Do you think boxing could help stop knife crime? I really do believe that. I really do think a lot of kids these days who actually carry knives and guns or whatever kind of tool they have is because they feel insecure walking around. Yeah, but I'm not saying it'll stop everybody, because I know people personally who've been attacked in the street with a knife, so now they feel obligated to defend themselves with a knife. So it's live by the knife, die by the knife. It's a vicious circle. So even though it can help a lot of people within the community of boxing, it can't help everybody. It's not the overall solution to everything, because that's just, who knows what the overall solution is. But it can certainly assist with a lot of people who might feel insecure or feel like they can't defend themselves, and then they just walk around with a knife anyway. But man not jumping me, I'll just chop him. Like, yo, but if he could fight, might say, yo, man not gonna like boxing me, I'll box him back. You get what I mean? So it could possibly save some people's lives. Next one. When we were kids, there were no stabbings.
So I think, yeah.
Gunshot. Yo. Gunshot.
Just gunshot.
And then Bushman Benji's put, government is not an illusion. We see them. We see them. You get me? So there's a lot of mixed views about what's going on right now and who's in control and whatnot. But even though there's certain people that control like this so-called society in which we live, like the rules, no one can control how we behave as people or how we respect one another. Like that comes down to an individual's choice. You can go, you can go through hardship and calamity in your life, and you can choose to deal with it in a certain way. You can be a complete wanker about it, or you can use humility and tolerance. I got a guy in the taxi the other day, for example, and the guy were super. You could tell initially, I thought he was racist. African this, African that, black man this, black man that. But he could tell he was intoxicated. He was liquored up. And at first I thought, this guy's getting in my car talking about black man. Obviously, Bushman, you're not gonna like this, but I feel like getting him to uppercut. Bam! You get what I'm saying? But I didn't give him an uppercut, obviously, because I show tolerance. I pray for tolerance and wisdom. That's one thing I pray for. When I pray, I ask for wisdom, intelligence, and tolerance. That's the three things I ask for every single time I pray: wisdom, intelligence, and tolerance. Because with them things, you can do a lot of things. So anyway, when I get like 10 minutes into the taxi journey to the petrol station where he's gone to buy a bottle of vodka, the guy starts talking about, I'm in court tomorrow because of such and such. I'm in court tomorrow because it's African, blah, 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 blah. But later on in the journey, it transpires that this guy served in the army for 28 years. Yeah. Apparently he killed a lot of people in the army due to service, not just random one. And it were like, after I've realized this person has been through a lot of personal issues in his life. You get me? A lot of things that have affected his mindset. And so now he feels so weak, he has to drink alcohol every single day to deal with it. That's his coping mechanism.
It's an actual illness, what's it called now? Where basically like there's like an illness that they get from army and stuff when they get discharged.
PTSD.
PTSD. They constantly think they're in that war.
Yeah.
So
anyway, after that taxi journey, I dropped him off. Yeah, and then one of my brethren sent me a message. I said, you know what, fam? I was in army with that guy for 10 years, and he was a really top guy. But through what happened to him in army, he become an alcoholic, and blah blah blah. And what that showed me is on the face value, he might have looked like a racist. He might have appeared like a complete wanker, but he's had his own problems, trials and tribulations in his life. So who am I to judge him based on that?
So people need to vent, don't they? They need to.
Yeah, he was venting in the taxi. You get what I mean? He was venting, and it's like that taught me a lesson.
Yeah.
You get me? To not be so judgmental straight away on the face value of it, like to be more tolerant.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? And it's like I learned.
Listen to people.
Yeah, listen and like before just reacting and just responding straight away.
Yeah.
But check this one. Lewin's put like last one. What do you think of the lack of health and nutrition info from the government during this whole thing?
Oh, bullshit. Basically, they said, up your dairy intake. Basically, your dairy intake, like cheese and stuff, that creates a fungi, which basically stops your blood circulation. So them saying up your dairy intake, that's just basically saying, oh yeah, stop your fucking blood circulation. So they're just not giving no good advice. Not said, like, I don't think they've given any good advice whatsoever or said anything that would push towards people, like, bettering themselves or better, like...
Well, I'll give you another one. Lewin, that's a very good question. How come during lockdown, one of the main stores that I've seen open most of the time is what? One of the main food stores that you've seen open is what?
Open?
Yeah. McDonald's?
Yeah.
McDonald's, fam. McDonald's has literally survived the entire lockdown. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. McDonald's has survived everything. So all food you can eat, they kept McDonald's open.
They've not shut once, have they?
I don't believe McDonald's shut once. You get what I mean? So where is that priority in the world? The government cares about us so much, but they're gonna eat junk food through the entire lockdown.
Yeah.
Before, I can't wait at my fucking Big Mac. You can go without gym though.
Yeah. You
can go without gym.
Yeah,
We're gonna lock your gyms off. But
down.
guess what? We're not shutting McDonald's.
No.
Definitely not. So that's the proof's in the pudding. You get what I mean? You got what I'm saying?
Be vigilant and just look at things. Don't just listen to what you're being told, or don't just listen to what everybody else is talking about. Be vigilant and make your own judgment on what you think's going off.
Yeah. Bushman says, venting. Shut the fuck up. Venting about Africans, blacks. I'm at Affy Walk. Listen, fam. Listen, the taxi driver, fam, like I say, the guy was killing it, fam. But you got to show tolerance. I can't fucking do this guy, can I? When I'm in the taxi. Do you get what I mean? I can't beat him up, I had to just...
You could have chose different words, which would have been indicated that he were racist, but...
It was very, very bad. Fam, it was hardcore. It was hardcore, fam. We were very testing. I'm not gonna lie, Benji. I was dying, fam. I was dying because the guy tested my tolerance. It's like God put that test in front of me because the guy was going in, fam. I wanted to uppercut the guy. Yo.
Left, right, go down.
Right, so literally we're finishing like 2 more questions and that's it. 2 more questions. Whoever buys the last 2, that's it. We're done. Cause we need to get out of here, fam. I feel for little man. Benji, you wanted the question, fam. You've been on it throughout the entire thing. Last one, man. Come, Benji. Come, Benji. Bushman, man. Send the question over that you talked about when I sent you the message earlier. Send me the question, please. Quiet. quiet.
Boom, boom,
Dun, dun,
boom. Drum roll.
Almost done, guys. Thank you for your tolerance and patience, fam. It's been a long podcast now. I'm definitely not doing it this long again. Like I say, we mashed up the camera. We had the intention to talk on a few topics, and we've gone in again, fam. We've gone all in. It's mad shit.
We just get excited, man.
One sec, Benji. So I've got a question here. It's off my Insta. So it says, what is Jaden's dreams and ambitions? How can he be supported to achieve it? I'll send that to his dad, Jordan.
He likes boxing, but I think at the minute he likes football more. I constantly ask him, and I have talks with him, and I ask him what he wants to do and speak about the future, because sometimes I don't think kids look at the future, they're living just by day. But I don't know, I just like, in any way I can, I'm never going to try and force him to do anything, but whatever he wants to do, I just want to just kind of instill in his brain, if you're going to do it, just do it 100%. But yeah, I think he likes boxing. He likes because I do it, but I think he likes football more. So whatever he wants to do, I'll just support him, and yeah, just give him the support he needs to do whatever he wants to do. Yeah. He's a good kid though. He's very much like me. So like sometimes I can have a conversation with him. It's like we're on the same page, even though he's a kid, and a lot of people think, oh, he don't understand what we're on about or whatever. But he's really, really intelligent, Jaden, and he's like, I can have a conversation with him and I can be on the same page with him. And it's like, I just know that he's going to be, whatever he decides to do, he's going to work hard at it. I think, yeah, the biggest thing that's affecting him at the minute is just not being around his friends. I think that's the main thing he misses about like school, not having all his friends there. Yeah, I have conversations with him all the time. Like I see him every weekend. So he stays at mine every Saturday. So I always try to have as many conversations and try not to just sit on my phone as much, and like do as much as I can with Jaden. I mean, get involved with what he wants to do as well.
So I'm gonna change it to topic altogether, because I know this guy's a great dad, fam. He's got bare care and consideration towards his son, and he's just a brilliant guy altogether, man. No homo, respect.
Stop it, you're making me blush.
I'm gonna talk about a different subject. I'm gonna change it up. This is the last thing we're talking about, so I'm going in. So basically, a brethren tell me recently that he met this girl, yeah. He met this girl, yeah, and she's got a boyfriend, yeah, of 2 years. 2 years, they said? 2 years, I think. Yeah, 2 years. But she's closet, man. She's closet. She's closet. Man. So she's bisexual. She's also got a girlfriend on the side.
On the down low.
On the DL. Yeah. At the same time, she's links, man. So what's society come to, man? Where you've got a girl and a man. Everyone's greedy these days.
Yeah, that's it.
Everyone's greedy. Everyone wants everything. Everyone wants the cake and eating it. You get what I mean? And on that thought, I'm leaving it right there. We're ending it on that. Society's
Stop being greedy.
Stop being greedy, goddamn. Make a choice.
Greedy.
Peace and blessings, fam.
Yeah, peace.